I will say as well in regard to Mayhem is the matches against LG and Rejects, for the most part, it was only small things that made them lose, especially in that 3-0 versus Rejects that we saw, right? I mean, they were leading in the hard point. They only, I think it was the P4, right, that they messed up on Arsenal. They gave basically a full 60 away. They were leading in that, the search and destroy, we don't need to talk about the search and destroy. And the control, I mean, it was the big mess up they had on round number 1, if I remember correctly, where they just gave away a point when they had a 7 or 8 life advantage over the opponents, and they were literally down to the last 5 lives. Small mistakes like that, you fix those and you are right back into the talking points here. So, yeah, I don't know, we'll see,
We will see. And we're going to see very soon, too, because now I believe those picks and bans are ready to go, so we'll start getting them to come through here so we can see what the choices have been made. Starting off on
Arsenal.
I mean, I feel like for that one, you've got to feel pretty good for Mayhem, given how strong they looked up against Rejects the first time around. So I definitely like the Arsenal pick, and Takeoff maybe a little bit of a toss-up, given that they both pretty much got smoked by Luminosity on that map.
Yeah, I will say, I think they've won, Trudy have won another takeoff somewhere else as well. They're currently 1-on-1 in that game mode on that. So that's actually a pretty good pick for Truly. It's just whether or not they can get past the Arsenal and whatever the search and destroy and the control.
Cap goes for all of the regions.
I want to see what Hippo said about them leaving LG.
Here later on today that we'll talk about in just a little bit. For the first match of the day, it's going to be a really important, because we have Hippo standing by of Seminole, and I'm gonna remember to do this every single time. Hippo, welcome. Oh my god, and we have a pet.
No man. Oh my god, thank you for the gold membership.
I'm doing well. How about you?
OMG, what a goat.
Even better now that you have
Dude, it's not Hippo. I mean, it's not LG anymore. It's Seminole.
This is Lupin. He is a 3-year-old baby here. And he's our team mascot.
That's so cute.
That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. All right, let's dive into it. Obviously, we had to talk about it on the show. The name change now, Seminole, no longer LG.
Oh
so
my god.
A little bit about the banner change, and if you have any, like, I don't know, secret intel on maybe a different org or something like that, you just let us know.
I think overall, we parted ways with Luminosity on good terms with them, and as we really just appreciate them for all the support that they've given us throughout the past.
You're way louder than the video. Am I?
Them in 2022.
Should be better now.
Stage 5, and I think we've done a great job representing them, and they've done a great job supporting us and also bringing a fan base to COD Mobile Esports. So we really appreciate everything that they've done for us, and we wish them the best moving forward. And for us, we're also actively looking out for a new home, and we have some conversations going, so who knows, we'll see another change in the banner hopefully soon enough.
I love that. I love that.
A little bit of a tasty treat for us here. A little morsel of information. We love to see it. But look, mate, so far here in the Snapdragon Pro Series, you guys are flawless in maps after today's win versus Sane, which you guys have gotten for free. That's 5-0 for you guys now, 15-0 in maps. It feels like, at least, as I said in the pre-show, you guys are definitively now taking this very, very seriously. You don't want what happened to
Damn. No more LG.
Week 3 started, and
we're starting.
Let's get some fun.
I am sure that it will be. I'm not gonna jinx anything. I'm not gonna jinx anything.
I'm not. Doesn't need to be said, Bobby. Okay, mate.
This will be a game. This will be a match. Games will be played. There will be a winner. Nobody knows how many games there will be.
Thank you. I like that. Like, we've learned, I think,
LG didn't pull.
Season,
they didn't pull out of the tournament. They just
cast a curse when we don't.
LG rebranded to Seminole because they either got dropped or their contract ended.
A couple of times significantly this season thus far. So yeah, not happening today. But this would still be a pretty good one here. Again, a reminder, folks, that this is a really important matchup.
This is a very important matchup.
They had not had a good go of things this season thus far. They lost to LG and they lost to Rejects, and that means that they are probably the easiest target of the big 3 right now for Truly. They're weak, they've been wounded. Can Truly come in for the kill?
That's the question, and they've definitely shown that improvement. The question of whether or not coding was going to be the difference maker definitely looked that way. Obviously, last week was up against a substantially easier opponent, but the numbers he was putting up against Goofy Goovers were pretty impressive regardless of what the competition was. So I know that he's a player that can come in and make an impact even if he hasn't been on any of the top tier rosters in the
Wait, it's going to be
past
Rejects
couple of
against
months.
Truly today too?
Definitely a game changer type of player, and we'll see if he can have an impact.
Yeah,
as
no
they
more
get
LG.
ready to head into the Arsenal.
They just changed their name.
Obviously, Mayhem looking for redemption after their match against
That's
Rejects.
crazy.
Surely they don't do it again. Surely they don't give up an entire hard
Telling
point.
me not to cast or curse, and now you're doing the same
That's true,
thing.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Look, it won't happen again though. I'm gonna commit to it here. I just don't see that happening. I think, you know, again, Rejects are a very different team to Truly. I don't know if they'll even be in a position to let that happen again this time around. And fundamentally speaking, I mean, Mayhem did most things right.
And I can see another big orb coming in. Maybe it's the team. I don't know why they would drop the team before Masters though. Brazil
in this series. To be honest with you, I think it's a really important map for Mayhem, though, because we've discussed in the past maybe the weaknesses in Search and Destroy. Historically speaking, I believe that it's Hardpoint that's been their game mode of the three. So I think Search and Destroy, we're not necessarily expecting Mayhem to win, per se. That might be where Truly come into the series. This Hardpoint, therefore, I think is actually pretty important for Mayhem.
Yeah, I would 100% agree on that one. And once again, they have not played Raid at all this season. I'm assuming that's because teams banded against them because they're good at it.
Yeah.
It's not a concept that we've really
of
seen
all names, Seminole for real. Well, Seminole was like
but obviously the NA teams,
an old Seops team
figured out for what to expect going up against Mayhem. But Truly, like you said, feel very confident. They took LG down to the wire all the way to round 5, playing on that very same map. So I'm expecting map number 3 to absolutely be a banger, but I think across the series should be pretty competitive between these two.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you were talking about players to watch, and you
I was just
mentioned
FaceTiming Corey, wondering why he hung
roster in the last couple of weeks. That's actually something we've seen, by the way.
Bro has freaking Masters.
Bringing in their subs when they feel like it's necessary. I think what was it, Big?
It's okay. Tell him to go back on call. Sub me in, coach.
At this point in time,
I could play like him.
Just
SKS in the back. I got you.
I think it's going to be really important for them here. And I think probably the most important component for me on this roster is that duo-ship of Forsaken and Space. Bringing those players back together again this season, it's been really fun to see them play well. Forsaken has been playing out of his damn mind every single match. I think he's got like 1.6 KD overall or something at the moment. And Space has just been a great addition to the roster as well. So I'm really enjoying.
Oh my god, why is bro yapping?
You know, this is pretty much a pickup.
We're starting.
For those of you who are wondering, Wet Noodle is coding. We did confirm that over the weekend, so I just wanted to go ahead, get ahead of that one right there. But heading on into this one, Team Mayhem looking to prove something. Gonna be chaos on the way in.
SKS banned
right here.
Don't worry about it.
Cartels making a wrap up toward that window side, trying to maintain some map control. It's Raph finding first blood.
Yeah, and we were talking about the composition of, oh my goodness me, Raph right off the start. Not using the R9 this time. Gonna come out with the Fennec off the start.
Get this man some help.
Yeah, we were talking about the composition of Mayhem. We were kind of discussing it behind the scenes. What set of players we were expecting to see today.
He's on a floor.
To be playing, but Kings is also playing as well. So is this like the third or fourth different set of players they've had here this season? I feel like they're still kind of figuring things out. And to be fair, this is not going to be the toughest match that they will play this season, but still, truly, going to be a tough cookie to crack. We'll see how they get on here in this one. Right off the start, though, Jesus saves the Team Mayhem. Already finding a couple of kills in the middle of the map. Going to get shut down by Forsaken. Little pinch play coming through from a couple of players from Truly. They want to get the last bit of scrap time, but Kings won't let it happen.
Definitely notable as Blur is taking out of the starting lineup for this Mayhem roster. Definitely the highest KD player, and I would say Search and Destroy wise, probably their strongest player in that mode as well. But trying out something new to see if maybe a change of pace, a change of scenery can make something happen. King's gonna find 2.
Damn.
Up top. 2 players.
Space and hacks on donuts.
Right here, Cartels gonna be able to shut one down. The spawns right there. Forsaken on the top side is gonna be able to take
Space and hacks has not gotten a kill, bro.
For Raph.
Please.
Once again, the gunny's not going great on the top side, but those
oh my god, Hacks got a kill.
Have held things down for the first 20 seconds. Truly, finally finding their way into the hard point to find their first
Rejects playing Seminole? No, Rejects is playing Truly today. Yo, Cartel's popping off. That's Cartels, right? Wet Noodle? Wait, no, not Cartel. Sorry, Codeine. Wait, no, Lethal. Wait, I don't know who's who.
Pushing from behind for the back 15 seconds. The spawns will flip out here.
I'm confused.
Rotation coming through from Mayhem. So this is actually a pretty good spot from Mayhem. They managed to take a ton of time away from Truly off the back of that.
It's that Janny nerf? Dude, Janny, you're jinxing him, bro.
To P3 in hand.
Cartel's gonna lock down those bottom spawns.
You know, it's pretty close. Considering they're getting outslayed like nobody's business, it's pretty close.
The flank right here. See if they can flip these out. King's trying to lock down the front side, gets the info onto Yon right there, works the heady, and now Cartels continues to push back through. But
where's Blur?
Right here, And they've got
Blur's not playing. Jesus is.
Take Cartels down, but they're investing a lot of time to do it. Nice shots right there. Teabag makes the read as Cartels does get taken down, but this is a perfect play. That's going to be truly flipping out the spawns right there, and that puts MAYHEM in a tough spot.
Yeah, the thing is, the one player that I would have been concerned about if I was truly there, that was sitting in a corner being real sneaky-like, was Cartels, and they shut him down. That was the biggest kill of the lot, really, because it enabled Truly to find their way through towards the hard point. But a couple of rogue spawns do come through from Team MAYHEM here, so they've got a shot at getting control of the hard point once more.
What are we rooting for, chat? Who do you guys want to win, or who do you guys think will win?
For the second kill, and does actually find one, but
whoa, Truly got spawns.
Overwhelmed, so all things will be relatively even here. Team MAYHEM just about in the lead as we go into the next hill, but this is where we're going to start to see some of the investment of the operators. Team MAYHEM, they've got 4 inside, and that streak earlier earned by Raf.
Jesus has got to win those window gunfights, but he's not going to be able to. It's all on to Cartels to try to cut off that push, and they can't do it. It is all blue in the feed right here. Team MAYHEM fall apart at the seams. They're going to invest
oh my god,
right here.
MAYHEM's trolling.
Equalizer, not finding a whole lot of value. He gets shut down immediately. 2 for Codeine right there. Once again, it is all...
Raf is on 17?
And they get those...
Oh, but Wet Noodle's on 17 too.
Right here is now truly completely in control on this hard point. Team MAYHEM scrambling for some semblance of map control. They've got 4 operators if they want to use them, but it looks like they're trying to set up for a big-time P4.
That's a big risk to make as well, because obviously what happened last time from MAYHEM, they gave away a ton of time to their opposition in rejects, and it was their undoing. They cannot let the same thing happen again, and they are fighting for it. You've got 3 players on side. One from Truly inside the
gotta go new.
That was going to be Codeine, who does get shut down. So the rest of the time should theoretically
show my hand cam. I'm not even playing.
But look at the Truly players across the map at the moment. All of them are completely splintered from one another. Truly do technically have control of the rotation. Bit of an advanced positioning coming out from Hax there, who does get shut down, but that's okay because he will spawn in on the new hard point. Right now, Bobby, just 6 points separate these teams, and we still haven't seen much of these operators just yet. I've got a feeling it's going to happen now, and Kings has the Annihilator.
You know, we've got some cheeky battles in the vents. Yawn's going to be able to take down Raf right there. Some of those operators coming out once again. Kings, Annihilator, and we got Cartels with the Claw. No value found. Teabag, War Machine. What can he do with it? They know one player at least has made their way up into that back corner. And he will be able to at least one more, but traded out immediately at Codeine once again, and he's already got 20 kills to his name.
You follow any other esports scenes? I follow Valorant a bit. I don't follow CS as much as I used to.
And those back spawns, of course, Truly will know that that's where MAYHEM are coming from every single time. The numbers definitely in favor of Truly is...
and I follow CDL.
Jesus saves.
Oh, Jesus saves.
Fortunately enough, Forsaken is there to find a double back and give control to Truly once more. Rafno wants to have the final say again. Those back spawns for MAYHEM means that he will
thank you, Shinzai. I appreciate you. Want Truly to win as my ghost spaces there.
An incredibly close game thus far. Again, as we get into the next hill, the next set of hills, it will be 4 points, the difference between these 2 teams. And honestly, Bobby, I feel like some of the operators here haven't been best utilized from either of these squads. These guys have been really good at shutting them down.
Yeah, we've seen so many either 1 or 0 kill operators, and there's another one right there. Space immediately taken out off of his
big kill.
MAYHEM didn't have any map control a second ago, but have found a way to break on into the hard point. It's immediately taken back by Truly, and you can always expect P1 to be pure chaos all the way through.
That was hellbound on making DRH meta.
A couple, but right back is Jesus. And my gosh, I don't think we've seen either team get more than 2 seconds at a time on this hard point so far.
Yeah, this is how P1 is supposed to be, by the way. Very chaotic as long as teams are playing their lives correctly, and it feels like both squads are at this point in time. But this is a bit of a disastrous position for Truly to be in. You can tell with the spawns that they just got over towards P3, they're going to have to take the long route in from behind, as well as having a couple of players at least make their way up towards
that timing was so bad for Teabag.
That seems to deplete the players. Now starting to encroach on the back line. You can see Yawn taking at least that trade, but now the spawns could potentially be through.
Oh, that timing.
So MAYHEM are still getting a couple of players to spawn in the back line. Truly are as well. The fight might be on for this big rotation.
Only one player in the hard point. Kings has got to do everything everything right there, but it's all yellow in the feed. That should allow the reinforcements to arrive and an opportunity for Mayhem to lock down some topside control. Jesus flies on through.
Love yours, you're the best AR user in COD. Okay, I don't know about that, my boy.
Seconds for him so far, but there's Cody.
It's probably looking like we're getting a DRH mythic soon. That'd be pretty cool.
Take the hard point back. Team Mayhem, they get that top side control. The question is, how much do you want to invest right here? Not a whole lot of time to be gained out of this one. Maybe one more push before you hit the rotation.
Yeah, for sure. Trolley looking for the last 20 seconds here as Cody in space combined for 3. That should be their time. And I was going to say, Bobby, that I feel like truly here, don't want to over-invest into this one. They want to get like 1 or 2 players, maybe in on the scrap time. The rest, send them towards New, because Mayhem are once again
ooh, ratty spot.
Touch on this next hill.
Can you use marksman rifles? I can use like SKS.
Mayhem, they had a couple of players around the back lane. Truly
SKS BOP.
took about 15 to 20
oh!
seconds to find their way through. This time they're not even going to get a look because Jesus says
3-piece with the Sparrow.
The bow and arrow takes 3 down, and that's going to be not the best start truly on this hit.
Oh my, 2 more?
Jesus is still picking up kills
Woo!
with the Sparrow. They're not going to find anything in regards to spawning out those Mayhem players, and Team Mayhem have played a perfect P3 so far. Cartel's finally finding some value off of that.
That's crazy. Bro got 5.
Once again, well positioned is this truly squad, and with Hacks pushing on through right there, they've got the ability to apply some pressure through mid.
Oh, nice 3-piece from Hacks.
Yes, they can, but the spawns are still close
for
Team Mayhem. Going to be able to reinforce right here and should be able to use
oh my god,
take off remaining players. I don't know how he got up there.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Eventually get sniffed out, and the scrap should be there for Mayhem.
I feel like this has been the most convincing kill from either of these 2 teams so far. It's been about a 50-point advantage now for Mayhem as we go towards the next one. An incredible kill and an incredible use of the operators.
Oh, he choked his war machine. That was wasted. He should have waited until he was on point.
The Sparrow might well just win this game as we get towards the back half. Now truly have 5.
Wet noodle!
You want to start using
go crazy.
You know exactly where Mayhem are going to be spawning from. Haxis is going to be the first.
Oh, big nade.
And he's just going to be firing that purifier down range, but the nade is going to take him down. Fortunately enough here, the rest
of the
what? Here, but now Team Mayhem.
That's insane.
One rogue spawn coming out for Forsaken. He gets read by Teabag. Nicely done. Mayhem now in the kill.
Oh my, he got shut down.
Come out for Truly, and I don't think we saw any of them get more than 1 kill. Pred drops from Jesus, and he's going to be able to take out 2, and just like that, Mayhem have taken back the hard point, but this is another one that you can expect.
Oh, big double from Cartels.
Cartels not having his best season, but stepping up in the big moments right here for Team Mayhem. Got a decent number of kills. 1 player from Mayhem takes himself down. I'm assuming that's probably another operator right there. Truly with an opportunity.
Hello, Daraja. I hope that is doing quite well on this cold day. I will politely ask you to stop the. I apologize. What's good, Solar? I mean, sorry. What's good? What I saw.
Truly. Now on their way. They've got the numbers. They just need to check the course on their way in. Teabag from up top is going to take 1 down. Now it's time for Cody to utilize the equalizers, and he doesn't get anything once again. That is a huge shutdown coming out from Mayhem. And now Truly looking to try and crack this.
Oh my god, Mayhem's holding this down.
Have to hit at the same time.
They've got to make a big push right here. Lots of angles that they can pinch from. 2 players on the inside. 1 gets taken down right here. No, none get taken down. Team Mayhem.
They're gonna choke.
And they've got the opportunity to win it here.
Truly's gonna lose.
That should be able to
no way.
He doesn't find any value. This could be the opening for Truly, but they've got to take it now.
Yeah, they've got the kills. There we go. Truly now going to be in, but this has to be perfect from here on out. And here comes Jesus.
Oh my god, Jesus. Oh my god, Jesus can save.
But can't get it done. It's 3 kills once again for Truly, but Team Mayhem.
Big kills from Cartels.
Cartels comes in through the window, and players trying to rip those.
God damn.
From Truly, but none of it seems to be working. Every single.
Oh my god, that's Wet Noodle's 2nd punch kill. 40 bomb.
Mayhem have Truly right where they want them.
Dude, he's on 40.
Struggle to close out this map, but with the setup that they've got toward P1, there's 1 player there that should be.
Just throwing. He has 19. What?
It's gonna be Cody.
Dude, Raph is crazy. Raph is actually so good, dog.
Team Mayhem have the positioning. They've got the players. 1 coming through vents with the opportunity to play spoiler. But
no way. Wow. Wow.
50 points or so, and where did
I literally said this, bro, but Raph is such a good like movement player.
5 different kills with it.
But him on the R9, but yo,
I think the tail of tape for that game. For basically the entirety of the first set of the rotations, every time we saw an operator come out, it wouldn't really get more than 2 kills, and the effectiveness was relatively low, even when we saw a concerted effort.
Is crazy on the Fennec too, bro.
When we got to the second set, though, that was a massive hold.
P1 is like his hill,
we saw the entirety of the game from MAYHEM, and it made all the difference.
Absolutely, and I think especially on that rotation, you get
What's good,
tucked away in a corner, but he didn't even have to give his location away because Jesus was picking up all of those kills, so he stays tucked away right there. Even when Jesus runs out of the Sparrow, he can find a couple more, and he's able to prevent any easy flank right there as they try to
that's
put out the
absurd.
spawns. Beautifully played by MAYHEM, and they take map 1 in a big-time series for them.
Hax is throwing.
There was a more devastating moment as well, pretty much following that.
What is bro doing?
Rotation over towards P4 because
selling.
There was an opportunity for MAYHEM to get a full 60 with the Sparrow that we saw from Jesus saves. Well, there would be an opportunity surely for Truly to do the same thing on P4, like what was done to MAYHEM in that previous matchup versus Rejects. There's that.
No, that was crazy. The Sparrow was actually nasty though.
When we expected kind of those big
good plays, good plays.
Truly, they didn't find anything.
Very good plays.
Any of the operators, there were split spawns coming through from MAYHEM, and while they might well have read them, they just got outgunned and outplayed and did not get the time when it was required of them. I'll give them props, Bobby, because for the entirety of the first half of the game, they were hyper competitive, and towards the end as well, they managed to hang on and get the kills when required. But again, your backs are against the wall. You need 8 points if you're team MAYHEM. MAYHEM had the leader's advantage, the opportunity to get the rotation in hand, and when you have full control of P1, when you have control of those kind of really small areas where teams have to push through, it's very difficult to break back in. So big win coming out from MAYHEM in map number 1.
You look at the kill count, and honestly, very, very tight. I think if anything, it might be separated by 2 or 3 kills, but the hardpoint play, and I think the timing of the kills that they found was so much better for MAYHEM, and obviously Kings had not been in the rotation for them. Top frags, most hardpoint time. This is a guy that it looks like they definitely want to have in the game.
Forsaken dropped 43. I didn't even see him.
He has a big return performance right there, but across the board.
Wait, no, bro, Hax, what are we doing?
Yeah, again, that's going to be a conversation point, I think, throughout. And I would really love to know kind of what the look is for MAYHEM on the whole with their roster, because not having Blur on side, when we've already discussed it as Blur is probably their best player, to be honest, was a
no, bro. They I don't know why they
series
benched, or I don't know why he's not playing right now.
You don't just bench Blur. That can't be the case.
No, I don't play calm.
He's played this season so
wait,
far,
let me see if my
Kings
videos are scheduled 27.
Still feels like he's got it, even though I think kind of the conversation point before we got into the season was that maybe Jesus Saves would be that bench player. Who do you bench? Because you've got 6 really good players on side.
That is true.
Yeah, I think it's a tough decision that a lot of it is just going to come down to chemistry, because one thing that we talked about last week in their matchup up against Rejects is Blur, his KD was solid, but he was not finding enough engagement. So it was a situation where the numbers look good from a numbers perspective.
Bro, Hax actually needs the Mythic Fennec. I agree. Just buy the Mythic Fennec, bro. This is crazy.
Obviously,
S&D meltdown? Oh, nah.
Kill advantage in that one.
Oh, nah.
To take the map still.
Nah.
They're playing the hardpoint. So we'll see if they're able to continue that success here on Meltdown. This is a map that they have looked strong on in the past, but I believe Truly going down to the wire. Or no, this was MAYHEM going down to the wire against LG on this map. So definitely one that they would feel confident in. But once again, Blur taken out of the equation. I think S&D is going to be the mode where they miss him most.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, nice early pick. Oh, they're doing a double sniper from Forsaken and Space. What's your thoughts about the roster change for LG? Dropping Envy? I'm glad that they put Martian.
That's probably going to be the thing, if anything, that breaks this entire.
But I don't know.
The R9 master.
I guess they don't need a 6th player.
Would suggest, and as soon as anybody enters here through this one line of sight, Raf should have him dead to rights. It's going to be Cody.
Yikes.
And well, the R9 battle is won by Raf, but Space, the only one on the other side to find any kills here. It's going to get some nice quick scopes off, but surely does not have time.
Oh my god.
Clip with a sniper rifle, but it would have been a pirate victory for sure.
What's the meta right now for competitive or for like
solid right there.
ranked?
One thing I saw shift, because I think he had kind of reviewed the VOD of the match for MAYHEM against Truly as well. And one of the things he pointed out was MAYHEM sticking with the double R9s for way longer than they realistically needed to. They make that change.
Ranked HVK large caliber, Fennec, CX, DRH.
Some success, but Raph's gonna hop up top. He finds first blood right there. Space is gonna get shut down on the trade. And it's back and forth as it's now a 3v3, but I don't know if they're gonna read teabag. Might not matter though. Shots don't connect.
What the hell?
Sniper, and now all down to Kings. 1v2 for him. They should have the information, and Forsaken looking for a jump shot. That is a risky play for Kings. He's going to go ahead and dip out. Still a minute
1v2.
Kings hit.
ICR is not meta.
In the middle of the map, potentially. He might get some good timing as well. He's not going to know about this whatsoever. Just spot out Haxes, but is the trigger discipline there? Doesn't know exactly where he went. He only saw him by the van, so doesn't know that he went in the corner. And oh goodness gracious me, that is so nicely played for Forsaken Axel. I don't know if they got like an audio.
Why didn't Jez play in the World Champs last year?
But no, not to be.
Jez did, didn't he?
Make him off the start of the round, but truly with an even better read, perfectly read that they were.
If he did, then I don't know. It's I'm not on their team. I wouldn't know.
So good response coming out from Truly.
You can't ask me.
Sometimes you do get the little enemy in sight call out, and I've got a feeling he probably heard that and was like, huh, there's only one position where he could have gotten there that fast. We're just going to tuck in a corner.
Ooh, big pick.
That's Forsaken opening things up as he takes down Teabag. Jesus has snuck all the way through.
Damn, they're pushed up.
Same on the opposite side. Raph needs to find one right here, and he does indeed. But they've got to try to eat. They do it.
1v2.
Down to Hax right here is 3 straight plays.
This is his moment.
They should be able to hear
damn. That was a 2v4.
Team MAYHEM turn a 2v4 into a 2v2.
Oh, he was a sub, I see.
In the blink of an eye.
To be frank, yeah, great play from Jesus Saves, but at the same time, what we're truly doing, like, as soon as he gets that first kill, you should know that he is there. The fact that he's able to get away with a second and then a third as well, that is quite literally getting away with murder and then some. Truly cannot let that happen. A little bit of mistake there in the communications to allow Jesus Saves into that position, but regardless now, Team MAYHEM back up in the lead here. Different look coming out from MAYHEM as they send themselves through the middle of the map. Nice set nade from Cartels to take out Forsaken early on in this round.
Yeah, just as... Oh, okay, Hax.
From Team MAYHEM goes down. It's Haxis.
3v4.
But again, they don't actually have anybody inside the A site.
Oh my god, Raph. What? How's he alive, bro? Why are pros using Gunho? Because Gunho is OP, bro. It makes you so fast. Gunho, especially paired with R9 or Fennec or Switchblade, it's like you zoom, bro. You literally zoom.
Looks like it's going to be on to Wet Noodle.
Let's go, Wet Noodle. Oh, it is Codeine. Okay.
Too long of an angle to hope to challenge anybody that is not point blank. Teabag on the back side.
How hard is it to streak in comp versus ranked?
Well, so far for Team MAYHEM as they take the 3-1 lead.
I didn't actually see where the nade went.
Well, it's different because in comp, like, sometimes it's necessary to play for your streak, sometimes it isn't. Whereas in ranked, you can always play for your streak.
When they're constantly given Truly different looks through the first 4 rounds, Truly have to spread themselves thin.
But I guess it just depends on the map and also depends on your play style. If you're a very aggro player, it might be harder to play for your streaks. You know?
Gives Truly a better chance here on the defense this time around.
Well, Raph can completely lock down boiler rooms right here.
Oh, big pick.
Nobody's making way past that R9. Kings is going to find first blood onto Yon, and once again, MAYHEM have found themselves first blood advantage. Saken cooking a nade right here, trying to get something to work with, and Raph says, I'll just go ahead and send it on through. Not going to be able to connect for the first, but he does get traded. That's the information that MAYHEM are looking for. Jesus, a little bit dicey right there, but picks up the kill, and once again, in prime position to be able to capitalize.
Yeah, if anything for Truly here, the big player is going to be Haxis making his way over from A. Is the read good from MAYHEM though? Jesus Saves is watching the mid-map cross, switches over towards the Switchblade, not actually the weapon you want for this scenario, and he gets shut down.
He needs to run.
Haxis has actually done some serious damage here to MAYHEM's chances of getting the B-bomb down.
1v3?
And sufficiently defending it. Just 2 players. Straight out towards the side is Haxis. Nice snipe coming out from Kings though. Haxis, can he blow this one?
Oh my god.
Second kill, but Kings will switch to the D to finish things off.
Why is rank filled with demons right now? It'd be like that. What do you think is the best game mode? Hardpoint. For competitive, probably Hardpoint. For ranked, Hardpoint as well.
Coming down to the wire so
and then S&D, and then Control.
A little bit of a need for Truly to see Space get more aggressive, I think. He's been able to pick up 5 kills, but a lot of those have been at the end of the rounds. Need him to find some first blood, so they're not going to read this correctly. is a wide open A site for Team Mayhem.
Damn, they
Now
full
Truly
stack
going
B?
to split
What the hell?
on an attempted retake, but the question is, will they read Teabag? This is such a nasty spot where you can see so many different angles. Jesus lurking all the way back towards spawn. There are a lot of reads that Truly are going to have to make correctly to have a chance at the retake right here. And this is not an approach you typically see out of a planting team, but that's going to afford Jesus an easy pick. Teabag once again way back in spawn. They actually read it, but doesn't make much of a difference.
Oh my god.
Up another right there. Now all down to Forsaken. That is clinical search and destroy out of Team Mayhem.
And once again, adaptation central from Team Mayhem. They recognized that Truly last time around sent somebody late towards the B-bomb site because they didn't get the nade kill, or the A-bomb site, excuse me. So what do? They run straight for it. They get the bomb down, knowing it more likely than not is going to be free. And the post-plant, as you said, mate, was absolutely sublime from Mayhem off the start here. 5-1 in Search and Destroy. We talked about how the Search and Destroy was relatively weak. Well, it doesn't feel like it is anymore, does it? Truly struggling to keep their head above the water in this one, and now they want to keep themselves as far as humanly possible away from it, towards the B-bomb site. But look at Mayhem, they're suffocating them.
Oh my gosh, just no room. Forsaken's gonna give them some.
Damn.
Kings beaming with the LK in hand. Raph stays all the way through, but Yawn can be able to make the read.
He's on.
Kings has already been able to do.
Oh my god, one more. Holy.
2v1, and Teabag should have the read onto Yawn, but can't make the shots connect.
Damn, King's got a 3-piece this round.
Aggressive right here. Is he gonna sit back? He should have the information.
Oh, he hit him hard.
Brother, I don't know if that's the gunfight.
Why don't Ghosts play comp? Ghosts do play comp.
Give Yawn the opportunity to pick up the bomb and see if he can win the 1v1, an alternate route.
There's just no girls on the top, like,
it to
top
perfection, and once again, Team
4
Mayhem
teams.
close things out.
Hey, is this official Kadam tourney? This is an official.
Lead in the series.
Again, it's just read perfectly, isn't it? Truly, they fully commit towards
didn't Space say he is retiring for champs this year? I have no idea. He might, I think, to focus on content, which I completely, like, what's it called? Support, if that's his decision.
To adapt if they need it, and it feels like it's now going to be as soon as they recognize that nobody's inside the reactor. Hey guys, this is a B hit.
Because I don't think playing competitive is worth.
And it won't be long before they get their way.
Wow, it's 1-6. Truly.
Mayhem right here. I believe there's
Truly
2 players making that play. That's going to be Jesus, and he's able to find first blood once again. Teabag finds the shot on decoding.
Bro, what are they doing?
A screenshot after that one. He felt so good about it. Jesus with another. He has been so difficult to read for this Truly squad, and all down to Space right here. Going to be able to find one.
Damn.
That was actually Teabag. That's Team Mayhem. A 7-1. Oh, they're all going to shoot.
Bobby was right. There's Space Hay everywhere. Why?
They might not even take the round.
Guys, bomb. Get the defuse? Yeah, okay, they're going to get it.
I was about to say, if they do that, Sylvia's not going to be happy. So they go ahead. They close things out right there. And Team Mayhem now 1 map away from getting a much-needed win here in the challenge season.
You don't see control of the game mode? Yeah, it's not in ranked.
What we saw against Rejects the other day. Against Rejects the other day, they got slammed in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, I don't know why Space gets the hate that he does.
Jesus. Literally Jesus. I mean, I gotta say, it was a masterclass in Search and Destroy coming out from Mayhem. Pretty much
like, he hasn't done anything to deserve it, so.
Necessary. And, you know, Truly, I think meeting them when they needed to, for the most part, but I think just getting outplayed. And I think, you know, the most...
Yeah, wow, Truly freaking trolling. What happened?
I think that was abundantly clear, is when Truly tried to adapt to them in terms of what Mayhem were doing over towards the A site, in terms of getting aggressive on with the set nades and such, removing the defensive payers from that positioning. Mayhem were like,
literally everyone hates Space, but why?
We're just going to hit you super aggressively, and it'll be our round. And that's exactly what happens. Mayhem just looks so good at the moment, so well put together in the Search and Destroy.
Literally, I don't know any pro player that like hates Space.
No, they didn't. And obviously,
Space, the disrespect to Space is washed.
To do more, the whole team really realistically did. A 7-1, not something that you can realistically afford to happen. And across the board,
Solo like disrespected him on Rubalo's stream. Oh, I didn't see that then.
So the absence of Blur is not something that is seemingly affecting them in a super negative way so far. Now, obviously, maybe a bit of a gap between...
Teabag just feeling himself, man? Yeah. Dude, Kings too, bro. He was going crazy.
Seminoles. Took me a second to remember the new name. But to be
like some
winning
of the
these
audience
maps, and especially the search and destroy in as dominant a fashion as Team Mayhem are right now, I think is definitely a very good sign for them as they head into the last week. And
people hate Space because he sold champs, according to them. Be for real, bro.
Rough, I think, for Mayhem on the whole, for their run-in early on in this season to be seminal. And then to
who
be
cares,
rejects.
bro?
That is
Who
a really
cares?
tough run-in, I think, and then of course you've got to get Truly out the way.
Hate
as
is
well
a
here
strong
in week
word.
3. I think it's just difficult on the whole for that to be kind of hitting your mental game like that, and especially the way that those series went. Right, if they took a map off of Seminole or Rejects, I think it would have been a little bit more palatable. But to get slammed in the way that they did, 0-6 between those series.
Why is
I think
Truly
it's a
getting
tough
clapped?
cookie to swallow, really, right? So for these guys now, coming out here, being 2-0 up against Truly, I think is going to be the confidence booster they need.
It's no
because
bueno.
Truly aren't by no means a bad squad at all. You look at the names on the squad, you look at what they've been able to achieve in the past. This is a good team to beat. And so far, they've definitely had to work for it in the hard point, but that search and destroy was... Sheesh.
Yep. Was not pretty. Getting ready to head into the control. Once again, Truly have looked good on the raid control so far this season, but you got to feel like there might be a bit of a confidence issue coming out of a search and destroy.
That is true.
Like that. So we'll see if they can regain.
Okay, let's speed up the...
To be on the defensive side to start. No, Truly are going to be on the offensive side to start.
Truly's on offense to start off. It's chalked.
We'll
it's
see what
actually
Team
chalked.
Mayhem can do, and if they can keep things even all the way through, typically.
It's Denzo's for them.
Here in the raid control.
Oh my god, Hax is on the Holger.
Even on the trades to get things started right here. And
Space is good with snipers, that's facts.
Progression for this squad so far. Teabag keeping things locked down on the van.
But importantly, Truly, I mean, they hit B, it doesn't work, they go towards A. I love it.
I
Good
feel like
job, guys.
Band
You've
and
got
Bake both in
fundamentals
one
of
team
raid
doesn't
control
fit.
down to a
Dang.
T, Truly. And now, looking to get control of it, are Truly starting with the double stack, now making a triple stack. If they can stack this pretty fast, they might actually just get the capture before Team Mayhem even get a look. A couple of kills now starting to come through on the flank.
Damn.
Get shut down as well. Hold your horses for a second.
Damn. Damn.
Every single avenue.
Truly, what the hell?
Through. Teabag finally the only place to have something to say on the resistance. But this might be done. They should be stacking this point. Why are they not stacking this point? They
Yeah, what happened?
by now. Raph flies through.
No, bro, don't peek. Just get the points.
Somehow, some way, Truly do not capture the point when they should.
Bruh.
Very content to just sit over on basketball and keep trying to farm kills.
What the hell is happening here?
All of that progress, and they've lost the life advantage as well. Cartels has not been dealt with. Finally, they take him out right there, but that's going to be Raph sliding on up. He's able to shut down one. Traded out, but once again, Team Mayhem have done their job to avoid that A capture, and that puts Truly
Forsaken's so pushed up.
Position.
Opportunities don't come that often like that. We'll discuss it after the game. Jesus saves, though, is getting some easy kills up top in the bedroom. His performance is pretty good in there.
Wow.
Teabag now towards basketball side. Finds a kill. Haxis trying to play his life inside art. He gets shut down.
Yeah, Truly choked this round.
And now there's 20 seconds left on the
They had such a good A push. What a troll.
Truly have no map control whatsoever. Jesus saves has repositioned towards bottom bedroom.
Oh, he's just got all the cheeky angles. Going to be able to find another. Not enough for him to earn the Pred missile, but once again, the damage has
What's
been
the best
done.
sniper you can think of?
Progress toward
Tundra?
the objective, and now down 4 lives. Truly have got to play perfect control the rest of the way through. It looks like they're going to be able to stack things right here. But Jesus,
yeah, if I was MAYHEM,
sit
I'd just
back.
chill.
You know, they've only got 1 second to make it happen, and they've got a lot of map to not transgress. I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for right there. They got a long ways to go to try to get B captured as well.
And look, there are ways to do this. As long as you kind of make...
I think they go for 1 kill here. Actually, I don't even know, dog. This might be over. It seems pretty done.
You need to do as a team, though. I think that's the bottom line for me. Don't just...
Nah, it might be done, bro.
And die, and then be surprised, shocked Pikachu face that you die. I don't want to see that. They are going for a 4 hit around the back line, and Teabag able to pick up 1, able to pick up the second.
Oh my! Oh my, yeah, it's done.
There. That's not okay. Teabag decimates the opposition.
Teabag went crazy. Oh, tragic timing. 10 seconds. 2v9. 2v8.
They get a couple of kills here, Bobby, but the
it's over.
and likelihood of them actually touching this point in time pretty darn slim. And
Seminole still team on COPS, what the hell?
And yeah,
but yeah, LG and their roster parted ways, so now they rebrand to Seminole again.
The first time they had the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, they definitely didn't do themselves any favor. And once again, to a certain degree, it seemed like in a lot of those situations, there was just not a lot of communication because there were teammates getting gunned down and then no trades anywhere to be found for Truly, and that put them in a tough spot. That's going to be Team Mayhem finding a lot of first bloods right there. They're going to invest some of the operators. Not much value found for Raph, though. Kings pulls out the Annihilator, going to be able to find 2. And with that, they clear out a little bit more breathing room over here on the B.
This is going to be a 3-0 chat.
Still to be dealt with in the top side. He's going to be able to find 2 as Teabag finds 1.
A 3-0 control for a 3-0 match.
With that, they should be able to lock in B.
Good start coming out from Mayhem.
Crazy,
and
bro.
they're already starting to split their offenses over towards A as well, hedging their bets that they're going to capture B, and Truly are going to let them do it. They're not going to invest any more resources into this. They're much more preoccupied with making sure they do have some kind of presence over towards jungle side so the immediate flank doesn't happen. That's actually not where the pressure is coming from Mayhem. You can see 3 players back up towards basketball and jungle side. The players are actually making their way towards bedroom, and in choosing to go towards jungle side...
Why did LG disband? They didn't disband. Their contract ended with LG, or they got dropped by LG. One of the 2.
Are already knocking at your door. They're ready to make their way through the kitchen side. Players,
run at them. Go, Cartels.
The control.
Oh my god, Cartels.
Open things up with the first blood. The rest of the cavalry
what
is on the way.
The hell?
Finds another one. The smoke is going to remit the positioning of Raph as well, so the capture can start to come through.
And once you get control, the round is all but over.
What a kill from Yon.
Operators come out that might be able to zone off this objective for Truly right here. Yon, Saken, what can they find?
Nice.
Enough to at least get things cleared out. It was a little bit costly, but if they can find a couple more kills, might be able to equalize lives, and they do just that. So it's not over yet. Hack's looking for information through the wall right there.
Hack's gotta chill.
You still have a couple of operators to work with.
Why he do that?
Good job of bouncing back, but once again, you've got to maintain that kitchen control.
How did you know LG disbanded? Because at the start of the stream, they're now Seminole. See, Hippo, the coach of Seminole, had a... what's it called? An interview, and they were like, "Oh, why is it called Seminole now? It's because they're not with LG anymore." What do you think about Rejects? Rejects is OP.
Forsaken space and Codeine, you don't really want to invest any of the operators here in this scenario, so they're gonna
just like that. Team Mayhem wipe 4
Ooh.
off the board, and a rough spot for this Truly squad to be, especially with Raph. Equalizer on the inside of Jim right here.
Yeah, Raph just chilling in Jim, giving Truly a real workout at the moment, isn't he? Finally going to get shut down, but more kills, a flurry.
Whoa, he didn't drop on him.
That'll actually clear some space over towards bedroom side. Kings, though, is still being a nuisance over there. You need to take him down before moving. And actually, to be fair, between Space and Forsaken, Truly...
Hax has 6 kills? Dude, Hax is trolling today. What the hell?
Now is they've got 25 seconds to make something happen.
You think LG can come back from the 7-0 against the Godlike? Yeah.
These 2 points.
I think so.
In the middle of the map gets shut down. There goes Yawn as well. Now it has to be all on A. What can they do over there? It's a couple of players. One of them's got the claw ready to go. But King's on the other side. He's got the Annihilator. Gonna get shut down. They haven't quite cleared their backline though. And Jesus saves. Well, Jesus kills apparently. Takes down a couple of players. Looking for more as well. The piecing happening once more here. 7 seconds for something to happen from Truly's side.
4 seconds?
Touch in time. You've got to find your way to
1 second?
With 1 second on the clock, I believe it's all happening over by A. Jesus saves. Wants to be the player to clear the
it's over.
towards the Spire to get it done. And
damn.
To take Yawn out of the situation.
Truly some booty.
Nicely done from Team Mayhem. Convincing in maps number 2 and 3.
I thought Luminosity dropped LG. LG and Luminosity is the same org, bro.
This new roster is looking really, really strong right here. Obviously,
LG is just short for Luminosity. Does all CDL teams have mobile teams? No.
Mayhem
actually, none of the CDL teams.
Clean S&D.
None of the CDL teams have COD mobile teams. Only content creators, bro.
Well, I think mainly the issue there was just
I'm not playing anymore, Kyle.
A little bit more comfortable in the mode with the way that the team is set up, but definitely a lot of work for them to do, and looking like they're going to have a tough battle with their upcoming match against Rejects as well.
Yeah, that was... I expected more out of
that's tough.
And I think
Truly got violated.
Speaking, they made a couple of mistakes, especially in that control. I got to go back to think it was round number 1, I want to say, where Truly just... They had the opportunity to capture A. and they just didn't. You know, in that situation, it's one of those things as a caster who's casted Control for years now. It's so frustrating when you're just sitting like stack the point, and they just do not do it. It drives me mental, I'll be honest with you. And yeah, just seeing it again, I feel like I've got PTSD all over again.
Truly got a new team. I bet half they do better than you and you call them trash.
That we might have had,
that is also true.
Here when it came to
dude, Hacks, what are we doing? What are we doing, Hacks? What is going on?
Clean 3-0 to close out their
whoa, Kings went crazy.
And
Jesus went crazy.
That means that MAYHEM will be starting to give themselves a little bit of cushion, really trying to make sure that they claim that 4th spot.
They all went crazy, I guess.
Forget, one of the teams that's here, and we get a chance to look at the leaderboard too, one of the teams that was up here is Disciples, and they're playing next up against Rejects. So
oh, Disciples is done for, bro.
Those two, they're about to play against each other. That'll change how these standings look. Team MAYHEM now 2-2, now also truly 2-2. I mean, yeah, the score lines are scary close, but we still have another week of competition, and you mentioned it before, Bobby. MAYHEM started off the season going up against some of the hardest people they had to go up against. So it might get a little bit easier, where I think Truly still has that one matchup against Rejects, like you mentioned, that could maybe knock them then even farther.
Raph is super fun to watch. Yeah, oh, I 100% agree.
Probably the most notable team is Disciples, who you look at that.
Watching Raph play is just
really
like
good. They've only got one loss.
Very satisfying.
That one loss was the one where they put up 24 points in the total match up against Luminosity. So when you take that into consideration, that probably tells you that the rest of the teams are going to be playing our top 4 teams, which is going to be a much tougher task. They do have Rejects coming up, like we said, and I don't think that they're going to be showing.
Eris is OP, but she sucks at the same time. She's a very unique player, one of a kind. Thank you.
Good matches.
It's called being diverse.
As far as everything that we have to talk about all day, and how these matches.
So why didn't Eris compete in this tournament?
To all of our
I don't really have the time to play comp anymore.
Kind of getting an interview right here to just close out.
Got lots of stuff I am planning for content and
performance like that out of Team MAYHEM.
Yep.
I mean, why not?
I do love post-match.
Playing competitive just isn't on my list of priorities.
They're never fun with you individually.
But I will beg Activision to fly me to Brazil to watch Masters, that's for sure.
They're always happy right after the game. And I gotta imagine whoever we get, I assume from MAYHEM here, whoever we get is gonna be super happy, because this has been a depressing season so far for them. So
well, I believe we have Jesus Saves coming on.
Interview.
Chat a little bit after that very, very clean 3-0 out of MAYHEM. Can you hear me? How are you? How are you feeling after that?
I can hear you good. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Good. All right, yeah, feeling good. I mean, we expected to win in 3-0.
Yeah.
But, our main focus is just Tribe and LG, really. Qualifying for Brazil. This is just a little pebble in the road.
I mean, obviously, you probably heard us giving you guys a little bit of a hard time about your S&D, but you looked really, really clean this time around. So what'd you clean up from last week to this week?
Oh,
imagine playing for NBA in the LAN event
and
standing beside C Nasty.
We were all on the same page. We're really connected.
That's crazy.
Was just playing together and being
just a pebble in the road.
We executed that pretty well in that matchup. So.
That answers the question I was about to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brody.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. I got the answer. You knew what I wanted to ask before I even asked it. But what I will say is we'll ask about kind of the matches you've had so far, right? Because today I think must have been a massive confidence boost for you guys, considering the first couple of matches that you guys had were versus LG, now Seminole, and former Tribe, now Rejects.
Oh, yeah.
Did not go well for you guys at all. Kind of what is the thought process now for you guys after kind of 0-6 versus the top dogs, moving forward in potential playoff situation?
That's a great question. Well, I wouldn't want to spill everything, but just to give a general idea on how we'll approach this next face-off, whether it's Tribe or LG or now Seminole, I think honestly a lot of it has to do with just staying still. I think we move too much. I think we're too antsy sometimes. And so we're going to be cleaning up there, just being a bit more composed, calm, being more aware of
his hand gestures. Composed, calm.
Versus those teams. It's not
oh my god,
good, but we're getting in the way of ourselves, so that's the main thing we have to fix, and we do
period
that, we'll be fine.
They're their own worst enemies.
Well, obviously Teabag is the newest addition to you guys' roster, and it feels like he's improving substantially week over week, which does make sense as somebody that is coming into a roster of players that have all been playing together for, what, the past year now. What does he bring to the table to elevate the way that you guys...
I'm going to remember our car at the airport right now.
He's really good in terms of his gun skill, but I think an underrated thing with Teabag itself is he's actually pretty smart. Like, he's a smart player. He's not an idiot, and so that helps.
He's not an idiot. He's not a dumbass. We didn't pick up a dumbass, guys.
When we're in the game itself, he helps IGL sometimes, which is always nice because it's a little bit of a support. And yeah, it just helps keep us on track, and I really like that.
That is very true. Teabag is a very smart player. I think he just
I love it.
I like it.
needs to be in a good environment.
Congratulations on the 3-0 there. You guys looked super, super strong.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, though, and
yeah, LG is seminal now.
Do you have any shout-outs that you want to do for anybody?
LG and
you know what?
LG roster.
This last time I was on interview,
I
forgot to shout her out last time. So I'm gonna shout out my sister Avir. She just had a baby too, so
ooh.
Shout out to my mom, my teammates. Thank you. I'm just grateful for the team, and yeah, I mean, all the fans watching, all the supporters, all the haters, everybody. All the
haters.
I just wanted to keep growing. So
absolutely. Well,
yeah, Teabag gets pressed sometimes, but yeah.
Thank you.
I think he's doing better.
Thank you for coming on here and chatting with us, for taking the time after you guys get the
woo.
win.
Go at him.
Being able to speak with you guys a little bit and pick your brains for all sorts of questions that we have after we get to watch seasons and seasons of this. I won't keep you any longer.
They changed their name. Why though? They didn't change their name. LG is an org, and the contract either ended, or they got dropped, or they didn't decide to renew the contract, so they're now seminal again.
When they need it, setting themselves up well on the leaderboard. They're good now. They can kind of take a deep breath. And honestly, they looked clean. They looked really clean. And now as we switch our focus to match number 2, we've mentioned it a couple times.
Oh my god.
Rejects versus Disciples. We saw
Rejects team logo is genuinely the most ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. They couldn't do a drop shadow, like a white drop shadow, bro. Like, you can't even see it. It's just black and a little crown. They couldn't do a little drop shadow for them. Damn.
They've got some substance to themselves, and they've earned their spot here. But
sorry, that was stressing me out. But yeah, Rejects is gonna clap the shit out of Disciples. 3-0.
The map so far. So as much as I would love to see Disciples put up a good fight right here, they're gonna have
like, look how beautiful that set is. But they couldn't just add a little bit of a highlight, a little pop. Racist black isn't cool. What? Do you see it? You can't see it.
We'll have to see how it goes. Before we do that,
who said being racist?
Break, give our players a little bit of time to get themselves ready.
Oh my god.
We
have a break.
When we return, so don't go anywhere. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
We have a break, chat. I'm gonna get copyright strike. Let me mute this. What the hell? I was vibing too hard. Alright, chat. You wanna watch me play a game or something? There's a new lucky draw, guys, and it's an M4 LMG. Wanna see me waste my money? Oh yeah! Watch Aerith waste all of her CP. Yeah! Yes! Watch me waste all my CP and get nothing in return. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Calling card that I will never use. Yeah! Tank camo skin for an MP player. Yeah! Backtrack! Okay, you know what? This is actually tragic. Last spin, chat. I fucking hate here. Crazy. That's so crazy. I got the it's only a 3-minute what's it called break. I'm just gonna do a free for all. But whatsoever what does Seminole mean? Seminole is just their team name. It doesn't mean anything. It's like their team name. It's like the Rejects. That's their name, the Rejects. Or Truly. Their name is just Truly. Oh, jeez. 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 I am Tribe and LG disband. They didn't disband, they just parted ways with their org. Why does everyone think they fucking... Dude. I can't explain it, bruh. You read over my comment, did I? What did you say? Can I gift you a BP? No.
Friendly Shock RC is ready.
Why not support wolves? I do support wolves, but we're watching North America. Wolves is China.
Piece of cake. I will take care of it.
Sick. No, I was replying to other dude. Oh, I'm brain dead. Truly just looked shaked after a hardpoint match. Dude, Truly is in shambles. They played actually decently well on that hardpoint, and then S&D and Control was just shit. I don't know though. I don't know why it was so bad. Did they start? Did they start? Okay, well, it's about to start.
Number 2 of the day, and that's between Rejects and Disciples.
Yeah.
Storyline, our second and third place teams right now could change after this match is said and done. If you are just joining us and you missed the first one was a clean 3-0 in favor of Team Mayhem against
BRB. I'm gonna guess
see what would happen with there when it comes to our bubble squads. As only the top 4 make their way through to the challenge final. So let's start talking about Rejects versus Disciples here, Brody.
Yeah, this one's going to be a toughie, I think, for Disciples. For Rejects, it's going to be a nice little kind of palate cleanser, as it were, before their final match of the day. But for Disciples, it's going to be really difficult. Of course, this is the Reject squad. Envy, the latest addition to the lineup, has fit in here so well. And since then, these guys have been on the up and up. Rejects have looked the best they have looked, I think, in a very long time, and it's just what the doctor ordered for this squad. So it's going to be tough, I think, for Disciples to come out and beat a roster that's looking this good at the moment.
Yeah, Rabalo has definitely been in prime form. S-Thug looking like one of the top ARs in NA, and then you throw Envy into that. Solo just so difficult to kill, and Jez is world champion. So when you throw that much together into a squad, obviously they're going to be tough to beat. Disciples have done a good job so far this season handling business where they've needed to, but there's just a very glaring difference between the top of the leaderboard and the bottom of the leaderboard. So if they want to find a way to crack through and give themselves some playoff hope, obviously they got to take down one of those top 4, and Rejects realistically don't seem like their best chance of doing it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for Rejects here. For Disciples.
You got him all flustered now.
He makes one joke. Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for Disciples here. I think the thing is with Disciples is they've played 4 games so far, and the one game I think that was difficult per se, they got totally smashed on. Like, it wasn't even like it was close games. They got 3-0'd. What would you say? It was like 24 points in the Hardpoint.
Yep.
And it was 0-7 in the Search and Destroy, 0-3 in the Control. It was not a nice series. They've been playing on tutorial mode for the entirety of the tournament so far. And now they go up against Rejects, and I think this is just so difficult, just on the whole. I don't even know what the way... You know how I'm normally the positive one here. I don't even know where the in this series is.
I think the problem, though, is that it's hard to find any team except Seminole and Rejects that can stand up against Seminole and Rejects, you know? So they're always kind of going to be at this top upper echelon of the conversation, which is why when we started the show, we were also really focusing on third and fourth, because that's when things get a little bit less certain. It really depends on maybe a pop-off performance here or an unexpected result there, because we just had Truly and Team Mayhem go, and Mayhem wins, and all that does is tie Truly and Mayhem up at 2-2 on the leaderboard. Even if Disciples lose, they're still going to be above those two on the leaderboard. So it's like you're playing Jenga at that point, trying to slot people in, figure out where they go, you know?
It's a very apt comparison. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think it is just very difficult here. I think, as I said, you know, the in for this series for me, when I look at it, obviously you've got your Hardpoint, your Search and Destroy, and your Control, right? Control, at the moment, Disciples are not good at. They've won one, I think, and that was versus Team NBA at the start of the season. For the rest of it, they've been completely destroyed by every team that they've come up against in Control. Search and Destroy, you're going head-to-head with arguably the best team in North America at the moment in Search and Destroy. Rejects have, like, incredible stats in Search and Destroy. Their differential, by the way, is almost 6 rounds through the 4. Like, they have, like, I think the average opposing team has got 1 round against them in S&D. That is literally insane. It's just so difficult in this best of 5 to find something. They've got to come out swinging in the hard point. That's the way I'm looking at this.
All right, well, we'll get those picks and bans up here so we can see what they picked for the hard point, see if there is a possibility of Disciples to do something with that, at least come out the gate pretty hot up against their Rejects, because when those map vetoes are ready, we're starting off with Takeoff. I was going to see when they're ready. That might inform us a little bit more on this play, Bobby.
I kind of figured it was going to be Takeoff. I believe back in the open qualifiers, that was kind of the go-to map for this Disciple squad, and they did look solid there. I'm assuming they've been putting in work there as well. So, like we said, they've really, if they want to have any chance at winning the series, they've got to start things off by taking the hard point. So they're going up against a team that I believe that is actually where they played LG last week. But Takeoff is probably LG's strongest hard point map. Rejects.
Come on, man.
Oh, I keep saying LG too.
One day.
I can't even. Oh my gosh, I just went like 0 for 4. So yeah, I mean, like, Takeoff is probably their pick. I'm just not sure how confident I feel about it.
Yeah, Takeoff is good for both of these teams, to be honest with you. It is, I think Rejects are strong at 2 maps, and it's Hacienda and Takeoff from last season, so Takeoff is great for them. But Takeoff is also the strongest map at the moment for Disciples. They're 2-0 on it, so I think they are comfortable with that. It gives them a good shot into the series, especially considering we already talked about how Hardpoint needs to be the victory, the in, as it were, for this series. Looking over towards the Search and Destroy, though, we're starting off on Express. I don't think we've seen that from either of these two teams yet. If we have, it is escaping my memory, but Slums we have seen, so if it goes to a map 5, this is also good for Disciples, because they are 2-0 in this as well. So far, so good in the vetoes.
Unfortunately, there's Control. So,
yeah.
That's, I mean, that one you can pretty much talk. Like, if we're down 0-2 and we're Disciples going into map number 3, is going to be really, really challenging to paint a storyline where they have a realistic path to a map 4. But, you know, hopefully they've been practicing, and I know there's been lots of people playing pickup scrims and everything, so hopefully they've been partaking in that and studying it a little bit more.
Yeah, look, on the bright side, it's not Raid, because Disciples have played Raid 3 times now. They've lost it every single time, so I'm glad that that is not the map. Hopefully that was their ban. Crossroads, though, is Rejects this season best Control map. So, yeah.
It almost feels like there's no winning then there.
No, well, I mean, it's like I said, we talked about it in the European region when we talk about kind of exclusive, right? And Kings, it's like, what do you veto against those
rosters? Right, exactly.
They're so good at everything. And we say the same thing for Seminole. We say the same thing for Rejects. What do you veto against squads that literally have not lost a map? Like, what do you do? There is no winning. So, honestly, here, we've got no analysis left.
All right, well, if you have no analysis left, then that means I can send you off to the other side of the studio for not analysis, but commentary, so we can get into match number 2.
If there's one thing I know, it's commentary.
Do we know that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Not very well, that often. But you know what? We can pull it off every so often, some form of commentary, even if it's not that good. What we want to see being pulled off here is a big win for Rejects, right? 3-0, it would leave them flawless.
What are you laughing about? Why does this keep happening? This is
I say something.
This is just what happens when we cast at this time of the morning.
What time is it? It's 3 a.m. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to reset myself.
Well, fortunately for Rejects, it is smack dab in the middle of the evening for them, so they should come into this feeling fairly refreshed and ready to go. Once again, going up against a Disciple squad that they should be very, very capable of handling. And it looks like we're already ready to go for map number 1. See if there's any goofiness coming out for these guys. Looks like most of the loadout's pretty straightforward. They're expecting to handle business. And it looks like Hope not going to be in the rotation for this Disciple squad. Do you have any comments on that, Brody? Could you say there's no hope?
Shut up. That's what I said. I was going to...
I gave you the opportunity to say it.
For reference, guys, that was a pun that I was going to make because we knew that there was a roster change coming into the series. I chose not to make it on the idea that if I didn't make it, I would be laughing. And you've got your 2 for 2 on big puns. Nicely done, Bobby. You're amazing. All right, look, Rejects, they don't want Disciples to be amazing coming in towards this best of 5. Just Disciples, look, I still think we don't want to underestimate this squad here. They've still got some other good players on the roster. I think Obey is one of those ones that going back towards the Open Finals. He actually had a pretty good run of things. So Disciples here, still in with a chance, but they need to come out swinging against Rejects, and so far that has not happened. Rejects at the start of this Hardpoint have got themselves an early lead.
They've been picking up the kills, but just haven't really been able to convert it into hardpoint time so far. Although 8 seconds is probably a better start than they had up against the boys over on Seminole based on the final scoreline that we saw on this map. Obey on the top side. Going to be able to at least lock down some stairs control. We'll see if they can win those opening gunfights, and they do. So already nearly eclipsed the score that they had going up against LG on this map, but Solo on the opposite side looking to do some damage. He's going to get shut down as well, but not a bad start for Disciples as they continue to funnel in from that strong side.
Yeah, I like this actually from Disciples. They're not just sending players in towards that side, they're also sending players around on the flank for a little pinch play. Now it's just one player left alive though, and that's PV who gets shut down. And on the whole, to be fair, while I like Disciples currently contesting this hill, it's not a great positioning in terms of the spawns. There is a rogue spawn that comes through from Zayko that he probably should be taking advantage of, not to go towards hold. Why are you going towards hold? There's 20 seconds left. But to move over towards the next hard point because that rotation will be paramount very, very soon. This is why it's so awkward for teams that continually push and spawn there because they're not in a great position for the next hill. That being said, with those kills from Jez actually, he completely clears out the spawn and causes a spawn flip that will actually favor Disciples towards the next rotation.
I think he got either 5 or 6 there with the Sparrow in hand, and Obey's going to be able to win 1 on rotation, so Jez goes ahead, use the Pred missile that he's earned, but that's a costly investment, and Disciples have things locked down toward P3, typically one of the more important hard points on this map, and Obey on the backside, absolutely clearing out. They're going to start to get their operators, and they've been able to lock things down and have already eclipsed that 24-point mark from when they were playing against LG on this same map, and Obey has earned himself a Pred.
I tell you what, mate, Obey is cooking at the moment. He's got the Purifier, and he is toasting every single player on the opposition. Kato decides to bring out the Sparrow now. Doesn't last that long, though, unfortunately, so Disciples now have actually been pushed out of the hard point. Envy decides this is the time to utilize some of these operators. The Claw comes out, as does the War Machine from Raballo. This is a big investment coming out from Rejects, and on the other side, we also see Obey utilizing the Predator missile. I'll be honest, Bobby, you know I like to call things out when I see it. That was not a good Predator missile utilization. You could have used that much, much better later on down the line, and I think they'll come to regret that when they actually need it.
Well, that's a big feed for Rejects as it looks like they're starting to get a little more locked in right here. Maybe underestimating their opponent. Having seen that scoreline from last week, they do have things locked down toward P4 and should have 1 player rotated up to the top side. That's actually going to be Solo picking up the DRH. Not a role we typically see him in, but having some success as he clears out the last one on the bottom side of the hard point. Just like that, the Pred missile has been earned. 1 player going to slide on through for Rejects, but Solo has got to get dealt with. S-Thug pops the Annihilator right there, takes down Kato. Not going to find much more value out of that.
Yeah, I believe Solo is still on that streak, though, so we'll keep an eye on him. He could soon earn the EMP, and that would not be nice if you're Disciples. Right now, they're stuck in that blender that we always kind of know, those back spawns. That might actually be influenced ever so slightly by Jez with his positioning over towards P2. It causes a couple of players to spawn out from Disciples, but the read is good from the likes of Solo and S-Thug that combine for 3. 10 seconds left now, and Disciples just not really finding a way through. Every single time it's 1 by 1, and obviously when you've got this many guns looking at you, you're gonna get cut down every single time. S-Thug now finds for himself on Thor in a row. The EMP has been earned from Solo here, and Bobby, this has been the start that you wanted if you're Rejects. Not so much for Disciples on the whole. The only good hill they've had so far was that early rotation towards P3, and that was gifted to them.
Yeah, no question about it. Rapallo, I don't know how he won that one. Even with the Peeker's disadvantage right there, he's going to be able to lock in some hardpoint time. Solo used the Pred to zone out the rest of that area, and they've got this side of the map completely locked down. Coldest, big swing and a miss right there. Solo with the boxing gloves connects. And now Rejects locking in, like we said, a little bit more serious on this back side of the rotations. And there has not been a single opening for Rejects ever since P3.
Oh, it's Envy. Recognizes the spawn coming through from Seiko and immediately takes him out of the equation here. 3 players down. You know exactly where Disciples are going to be spawning from. This is when things can really just turn disastrous for Disciples here in this scenario. You cannot afford to give a full 60 away from P2, and this isn't even the conventional spawn trap. Rejects here, they are working with something from Disciples that is really not normal whatsoever. Disciples spawning out on the complete opposite side to the regular spawns you expect to see when you know teams you can spawn trap them here on P2, and Rejects are still working with it, making it look like it's completely the norm. Disciples cannot find a way through even for a contest, and I think, to be honest with you, Bobby, part of it is just because of the fact that they're going in 1 by 1. Once again, they are not pushing as a team at this point, and Rejects, I mean, they're going to win these kills all day long.
Oh, Solo finally gets knocked off his spree. He was on 12 in a row, earned a second EMP system, and Rejects got so carried away with picking up their streaks that they forgot that there was a hard point, but fortunately Solo's got an equalizer. He's going to be able to clear that out, and they are set up once again.
Oh, Jesus.
Jez, maybe the best Sparrow in the West with the way he's playing right now. Not going to be able to take down PV, but once again, the trades are there. And Rejects have broken back on in. Not good spawns if you're trying to make your way on over to P3 either.
Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly what I was going to say, mate. I mean, look, Rejects, last time around, they gave those spawns away to Disciples. This time, no such luck for Disciples, as Solo now really starting to force the issue. They are actually finally going to spawn one out. But the read is so good as well. I love this map knowledge right now from Rejects. You saw Raballo on the minimap coming off the respawn, recognizes that, hey, these kills have been made from a player that's pushing too deep into the offensive spawn. And what do? Recognize exactly where the player coming off the respawn is going to be. Nice knowledge from Rejects as they cross the 200-point barrier here. Operators now starting to come to play as well. S-Thug not actually going to get all that much for the Annihilator, but his presence on its own is an operator at this point. Perhaps a break now from Disciples. PB only going to find 1. Disciples now 3 on the other side. Hunter Killer Drone should connect on towards 1, and indeed it absolutely does.
Feels bad.
Coming through, obeys, Purify, gets shut down almost immediately, as does every other player on Disciples. Rejects can't finish things here, but oh, they might as well.
Right now, Jez and I believe Raballo are just having a field day up at top red right now. Beaming everybody in sight. Raballo said, I got a war machine. Let's go ahead and put this one out. Well, it's been out of reach for a minute, but let's go ahead and shut it down. Only 6 seconds needed on that P4 rotation, and what do you know? Players spawning there, and players already set up in the top side. S-Thug gonna pick up a couple more. That is going to be Rejects handling business. Things looked a little dicey in the beginning, but once they got locked in, it was a full send all the way through, and with S-Thug dropping the Pred, that'll do the rest of the damage. Last one doesn't even have a chance to land.
That could have been worse for Disciples. I mean, they got 65 points. They shouldn't have done. The only reason they got 65 points, to be honest, and this is not me being harsh, it is me being a little harsh, isn't it? Was because, again, you go back towards that wrong rotation where Rejects kind of messed it up a little bit by just pushing too aggressively through towards the side of P2, which they shouldn't have done. They gave away P3 spawns and just took a little bit of a while to get in towards that hard point. Before that point, yeah, Disciples had 18 points, and then they went up towards 50 or so by the end of this hill.
That was kind of bad. Oops.
Yeah, Rejects just playing.
Yo, Kamion, thank you for the T-shield. I appreciate it.
Roster is why we are so confident in them at this point in the season, because adding Envy feels like not much has changed in terms of maybe the chemistry, but it certainly has in terms of the slaying power.
I think Solo had multiple 10 sprees, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
He was on a 9 there, 11, 12.
You can't really say that you're
Jeez.
surprised. And once again, this is what we expected to happen right there. Disciples did a phenomenal job of winning the matches that they needed to win, but just on a completely different level is this Rejects roster, and now we're heading into their best game mode in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But hey, maybe Disciples can dig deep and find something here. We look over towards the final scoreboard there, and well, I mean, we almost had a situation where we had all
thank you,
players
Frank.
on 30+. Raballo and S-Thug are going to be the only ones to
Thank you,
disappoint
Random
us
Bacon.
in that category. But you know what? I think we can forgive them because they absolutely dominated.
42 and 15.
Raballo actually finishes, despite being 29 and 19, with 2 minutes and 43 seconds inside the hill. My guy is a hill kitten, and he enjoyed every
hill
single
kitten?
second of it. Disciples.
Absurd.
Oh, boy. You said it, mate. Search and Destroy is going to be rough because this is, as we said, Reject's best game mode statistically this season thus far. The fact of the matter is they have dominated everybody on it. And that stat line that I brought up is in consideration with the Mayhem matchup, where they 7-2'd them on Search and Destroy. I mean, that is just insane to not lose more than 2 rounds on S&D to anybody in the competition so far is nuts.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And that was honestly probably the most surprising outcome that I think we've seen in this challenge season so far, was how dominant that Search and Destroy was, because that was a matchup that, based on past history, we expected to be fairly close. And I think especially because of the Search and Destroy, that was not the case. So heading into this one, once again, Team Disciples, they've got some spunk. They've got some...
Dude, what is... I've never heard anyone use that word
Really?
in a normal setting.
Really?
Yes, that means you need to come to the UK.
Spunk?
Say that in the UK.
Okay.
Just go to someone else on the sidewalk and go, you've got a spunk.
I think they would feel very appreciative. That's a compliment. You know, they...
Spunk.
I think I'm going to be casting solo for the next minute. We do have some solid A-side control right here for at least one player. I'm not sure what Envy was doing right here. I thought we had some solid A-side control, but unfortunately you got solo with an R9, and when that's the case, nothing is ever safe. Envy's going to be able to pick up the last kill right there. And, they speed run round 1.
Yeah. Just unfortunate there. Disciples.
I got hiccups.
Hey, so much. The Disciples just hit the A site and you get completely dismantled. Now straight towards B though. These guys, not the numbers for Rejects. Doesn't matter though. Raballo picks up 2 right from the rip. And that is not good for Disciples. Now having to fight their way back.
What? Why did it lag?
Towards the site. Obey has something to say, but is it that much? He goes down quickly. We're left up for Coldest for the 1v3.
Seems like the remaining Rejects players
Disciples.
pretty good idea.
Disciples equals tribe, right? No, it's Rejects.
Down right there.
Rejects is.
Rejects taking the 2-0.
It's tribe.
I'd be surprised if we don't see some executions start to come through a little bit. Typically, when
now.
Not now.
Not 3 rounds deep.
I mean, they could have executed him right there.
I guess they could have done.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you need to do it every round, but the
Damn.
well, you know what? They might actually just get the kills.
What?
11 seconds.
Jesus.
That might be the fastest Search and Destroy round I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was such a fast round.
Yeah, that was really quick. I mean, it's express, right? Because like so many of these rounds do just go down to butting heads inside the terminal towards B. But
Dude, you blink and the round was over.
Jeez Louise. Rejects now. Good job there aren't any streaks here in Search and Destroy, because yeah, Rejects will be earning them pretty darn quickly. Gold is down for the count already.
Oh my god.
Goes as well. What are you even laughing about?
I just haven't
Oh
seen
my god.
actually like look at any of the Rejects players.
Oh my god.
They're literally just dead before they wrap the...
Dude.
All right. Another 24-second round right there. Rejects just feeling really, really impatient right now.
They're speed running.
Getting cold. They've got somewhere to be. And they are they're just going ham sandwich with it right now. Raballo on 7 kills. So far, Disciples have combined for 3.
These are like 3-second rounds,
and
bro.
we now see a slightly varied approach as they head back on over toward the A side. Not a whole lot of success in the first round. A lot of utility invested, and there we go. Kato's going to find first blood.
Yeah, the problem is those silos sitting up top inside the control room. I'm sure they'll check it in a minute, But by that point, it might be too late. And yeah, Jez on the other side is just finding 2 kills. I mean, they didn't even need to check it. Solo didn't really need to do much at all. He catches Zayko off guard a little bit late in the round.
Damn.
Finish things off. And yeah, these rounds are just not working for Disciples. And honestly, I think for the most part, they're not actually doing anything wrong. They are just hitting things. They're just getting outgunned. Rejects are literally outclassing them here in S&D.
Dude, this is crazy.
Rejects went for an execution, it would probably like double the duration of the round. We're going to see another push over toward the A side right here, and once again, if you can manage to take out Solo in the top side, might be able to make something happen. I think they should be able to catch him off guard. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to lose the gunfight. They take him out right there, and now an opportunity for them to take a round. A has been cleared out. Bomb.
So that means Tribe kicked those.
But somehow nobody is watching the bomb planter.
I don't think they kicked. I think it was just the contract ended.
Absolutely smoked, and 2 players remain here on this A side.
Oh,
hit
marker.
How you do that one? But now all down to Zayko.
Look, round potential here. Zayko, 1 versus 2. These players are split as well, so if he finds 1, there wouldn't be an immediate trade. The problem is that I think S-Fug and Jez here are just in such good positions. They more or less seem like they know where Zayko is positioned, and now they most certainly do, as S-Hug just seen him. And look at the weapons that they've got as well. As soon as Zayko peeks out, he is dead to rights. So S-Hug has even taken some water shots. Like, yeah, you want to come out, bud?
Look at Jez, bro.
Jez is just laying down.
That is the weirdest angle.
Is he in the train, or is he
He's
like
at like a 45-degree angle laying on the corner of the top of the train? Just goofing around, waiting for Zayko to make a push right here. He's got 36 seconds, does hit some shots, but not gonna be enough to pick up a kill. And Jez puts him out of his misery as Rejects are looking to do the same for this map as a whole.
Yeah, just Disciples getting met here with some real ferocity from Rejects. And we're gonna see an execution this round, I think. Just one execution from Rejects. Disciples get aggressive here towards the terminal side. And finally, they get met with Raballo right off the start. Nice nade from Coldest in response. We are trade for trade at the moment. Actually, numbers for the first time here in Search and Destroy in favor of Disciples. Jez, what does he have to say about that? Well, immediately here,
1v1?
1 versus 1. As Jez is unable to convert for a second, it's Solo versus Zayko. The former going to plant the bomb. Zayko now looking for the post plant. Solo, where does he go? Has the better weapon for the situation. Zayko, see.
Bro, they could have had that round.
7-0 here in the Search and Destroy. I honestly feel like that might well be the single quickest Search and Destroy we have seen the entirety of the Snapdragon Pro Series.
That was pretty fast, yeah.
I mean, when you get an 11-second round, like you are setting world records for Search and Destroy speed right there. So. Rejects didn't really look like Rejects in that one. My gosh, they were just on quite a different level from Disciples. And like you said, a lot of it was not necessarily issues with their approach. Like, they did a good job, especially when they moved toward the A site. You try to clear out the top side. If you can take out Solo like they did that one round, you put yourself in a good position, but nobody's watching over the bomb planter. He gets taken down and the round's pretty much chalk. So some little flashes of greatness for this Disciple squad, but definitely opportunities for them to learn. And once again, a lot of that just coming down to straight up gun skill.
Yeah, and also, to be fair, it was the consistency in which they were checking those things. I think Solo was up there 2 or 3 times in the defense, and you only check him 1 of those times.
Dude, we just actually clapped them.
Leave him in a power position that by the point of the round where
they're looking like godlike. Facts.
It's too late, right? So yeah, just little things at the moment. I think honestly, though, there is only so much you can do when you are going up against one of the best Search and Destroy teams we have here, the best Search and Destroy team that we have here in North America. It's difficult for sure. So I don't want to put any blame on anybody there from Disciples. It's just a really unfortunate position to be in. So they're going to put that one to the back of their minds, because next up is going to be Control. Again, the headline for this one, at least it's not Raid. Crossroads, though, it is going to be really tough, because we've seen what Rejects are capable of on this one. We saw it versus Mayhem, mate. I mean, these guys, they know how to play Crossroads.
Yep. Very, very strong performance out of them. But Coldest is going to be able to find first blood right there. PV finds one as well. And that's 3 kills off the start for Disciples.
Gee.
Not the start that we were expecting, as it looks like they're going to be able to lock in and take a progression over on A.
Yo, Disciples
from Rejects right
going kind of crazy.
Jez going to continue to control the mid-map from that lower angle, but They seem very content to give up some progress over there on the A side. We do finally see some of those trades start to come through, but Solo taken down as well. Strong start for Disciples.
Hey, what you want to see on the defense here is that spawn trap being set up by...
Yeah, I don't like this map either.
Disciples are that at the moment, and they're doing a stellar
They're actually down lives.
Rejects now starting to push
Cool.
through. Oh, Jez getting aggressive as well. Rejects really putting the screws in to Disciples here. Disciples now starting to feel the pressure of the spawn trap. Raballo and Solo doing exactly that. Just one player on the point at the moment. Might be a second if Zayko joins in, which, to be fair, they might have a good chance at it. Kato, excuse me, is going to be a player that was on the point, and both of them getting shut down. And for the good start that we saw Disciples have, Rejects now really start to have found their groove here in this game. Oh my goodness me, Jez is making jump shots happen. You got 4-kill advantage at the moment. Disciples, one unified push could still grab the A point though.
Oh, no way. This is actually close.
Soaring through the sky. He's ferocious. He shows no mercy. Right now, he's looking to clear off this A objective to make sure Disciples do not have any route to victory in this round. They do that. With only 4 lives remaining, no respawns, Rejects should be able to handle business. Seems like communication may be a little bit lacking on that one. Is Jez allowed to completely run through any of the remaining Disciples players? It's going to be Kato tucked away in the corner right here, but the information has been given, and in a 1v7.
Wow.
Not much hope. That's Rejects taking the opening round, but Disciples?
Wait, what? It would be nice to use persistence as this map. What are you saying, bro?
I don't even know what I said. If it was a pun, it wasn't intentional.
It's the way you've done it 3 times.
I literally don't even know.
Yes, you do.
No, wait.
You said they've got no hope. Did I? Yes, you did.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You were just doing it. You were just doing
Switchblade or
it.
CX9
Anyway,
mythic?
Yeah, Rejects
CX9
I think
burst
started off
trust.
some adversity to be found from Disciples, but it just quickly melted away like the ice here on this map.
I'm literally not even doing anything. Raballo's going to be able to pick up 2 right there. Rejects hop in the objective. Playing control the old-fashioned way. No need for TDM. Kato's going to be able to pop the Sparrow right there. Takes down 1, but an unfortunate hunter killer flying down from above. They're able to lock in 2 ticks already, and S-Thug just so slippery on the inside of these buildings. Does get dealt with, but Solo's there to trade, and he's doing it in a mean way.
Oh my god.
On the B objective.
They're just speedrunning it. They're just going for the cap.
R9 as well. Time and time again,
oh, that guy's gonna get clapped. Oh, damn.
Yeah, look at the life differential at the moment. 10 kills the difference between these 2 teams.
7 lives.
Really starting to feel themselves. They've already got control of A here. And now starting to capture B2. Coldest has whipped out the Annihilator on the other side. You're also seeing the claw being invested from PV, but the latter of those is down pretty quickly. Coldest has still got the Annihilator, actually going to swing wide to get the kill, and I think it actually is still in play. I thought for a second it might run out with how long it was before he finally got some value with it, but the damage might well be done here on early in this round, and now you're starting to see the investment coming out from Rejects as well.
You finally given CS9, it's fun. I did. Also, like, I used the burst. I don't even use the 50-round mag that much.
It's going to be difficult, even when you're seeing
Ooh.
what's coming out from Zayko. This is a big investment from Disciples late in this round to try and save a round.
Yeah, they're putting in a lot of ops.
Yeah, definitely could have found better value elsewhere, but at the same time, like, with the gap that we've got between these 2 teams, I think you got to capitalize on any potential round that you can find. Unfortunately, it does not convert right there. Coldest in a 1v8 right here, but Rejects have already hopped the point. He's just playing for streaks. And Rejects are playing for the win as they are 1 round away from closing things out and heading us to our final match of the day. See if Disciples can bring anything right here, but 2 operators charged up already for Rejects. And I've got a feeling they're going to be more aggressive than ever.
Oh.
Yeah, Rejects.
Ooh.
Start this round. You're already seeing
Big double.
Goodness me, what is that?
This one's free. Trust. Never mind. Never mind.
Kill S-Thug with the Annihilator, picks up a couple of kills as well. Already the life disparity that we saw in the last round is there once again. 27 versus 22, only 3 kills to be found for Disciples so far, now make it 4. And Rejects here just getting super duper aggressive, super annoying for the Disciples to deal with. I suppose the good news is there technically isn't anybody over by A, so they can now start to put a capture together.
Yep, they're going to stack it heavily, but unfortunately S-Thug is there to shut down immediately. And Solo continues to just patrol that mid-map position.
Which team Rebello playing on? Rejects.
Able to take him down right there. But they're gonna trade operators.
He's number 1 on Rejects.
Side. There's Jez picking up 2 to get things started.
Ooh.
Still a good chunk of shots left, but he does get taken down by PV. Disciples only down 8 lives right here, but obviously time is of the essence.
You know what? Everyone on Disciples got double digits, and I'm proud of them for that.
Yeah, time is just not on your side at all, is it? Solo having his way inside the garage. This feels like a foregone conclusion for sure. Disciples, what can you do? Nothing. 1 left alive. It's Zayko this time around. A 1 versus 14 is just not going to happen in any universe, is it? And a 3-0.
Dang.
Rejects looking so good in this series. It was convincing. I think once they got past the hard point where maybe there was some resistance, the search and destroy was just so quick. And then the control as well was just ridiculous. I think we expect the control.
They played a lot better
the only map in the series where
on control.
Control is just not going to be kind to them. But then the rest of the series, I think, was like, I think everything that we expected to see, maybe on the positive side for Disciples, just quickly fell away.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Honestly, I was like low-key impressed with the control for this.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Just getting straight mollywop spawn trap.
That's what I'm saying. Are Godlike also in this tournament? This is North America right now. It's a big tournament for it's a global tournament, but right now it's this specific stream right now. We're covering what's it called? It's NA. Alrighty, chats. Damn, Rebello going negative, Solo going negative. What? How did that happen? Alright, they're gonna go on a break. We could play 2 pub matches. Dude, they went negative. No comments. I think they were just pushing. I'll be not showing much enthusiasm for Disciples. Well, they did get 3-0'd. What are your top 3 guns? HVK, Fennec, DRH. Yeah, Rejects and Tribe are the same like players. They're just not under Tribe, the org anymore. Because the contract expired.
Free for all.
Oh, why did it crash? Connect. They didn't get kicked out of Tribe. Their contract most likely ended.
UAV recon ready for deployment.
I'm playing pub match because I'm grinding diamond.
I am ready now.
Friendly Shock RC is ready.
Damn. Okay. Okie dokes.
Just another day. Good job.
Next game is Rejects against Mayhem. I mean, not Mayhem, sorry. Rejects against Truly, which should be also a decent matchup, but Truly look like they're in shambles. But this will be the first time Space plays against his ex-teammates, which I think is pretty exciting. Is there a trick to win every game? Kill everyone? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. why does skill-based matchmaking exist? The concept of it makes sense. Just doesn't really work in COD M. You think the tribe war will continue being in the COD M scene? I am not sure. I do think so.
Free for all.
But it's BS. Yeah, I don't really know how they do it, but it is what it is. Boy.
Feel the lacerating wind cutting you to ribbons.
Bro, I can't catch a break.
Never underestimate the power of wind. Flying high.
Recon standing by.
Oh.
Recon is standing by.
How many years did Tribe have a contract for? I think it was only for that year. Because they signed in 2023 and they left in 2024. I need someone to kill me. Thank you. Dude, I can't get anyone! Holy crap, I keep getting flanked. How many times am I gonna die from behind? Oh my days. What the frick? Oh my god, I can't catch a break. No realistic scope? No. Okay, we're good. Okay, they got 43 seconds. Or no, 20-something seconds. We can play one more game, trust.
Nice work. Well done.
How close am I to diamond? Let's see. Oh my god! 11 games. 11 games, chat! You got a bruise while gaming? How did that happen? Bro just slams his arm every time he loses a gunfight. Nah, bro, what? Yeah, no, I don't use realistic scope. I don't like it. From when you were grinding D13 last year, dude. I can't believe you remember that. That was actually like traumatic for me. Like I was actually on the verge of like crying every time I played that. A shipment with a D13. It was actually horrendous.
Free for all.
Boing.
UAV recon ready for deployment. Friendly shock RC is ready.
I don't know where anyone is.
It's up to you. Enemy UAV spotted.
At our level for secondaries? I wish they did. don't know why they haven't. They really should. Are you kidding? Okay, I think they're starting.
Perfectly once again, as just like last time. I don't know if Tri were 0 maps loss heading into that one, but both teams were undefeated, and it was definitely a beauty to behold. So I'm looking forward to that one, no question. Obviously, Rejects still have to handle Truly here, but assuming that they can, should be a really fun one to watch. I mean, it's gonna be fun either way, but
yeah, it's gonna be a great way to close out the day. We'll start getting those picks and bans up here on the screen as well, because I believe that those are ready. We'll start talking about this matchup here. Starting off.
There we go. Look, the Rejects logo looks so good now.
That's like the first thing that pops into my head whenever I see
APOC.
They are so damn rare. I don't think we've seen these teams play it so far.
What happened to Washi? Washi's in Seminole.
An interesting couple, and perhaps a way for Truly to get into the best of 5. The Hacienda, on the other hand, is a favorite for Rejects. So if it does end up going to map number 4, that's going to be a real difficult one for Truly.
I would agree with that.
I like Hacienda.
Like you said, we don't really ever see Apocalypse Hardpoint. It feels like, I think even going back to the majority of the stats I had for stage 5, we didn't see Rejects play Apocalypse Hardpoint a whole lot. So interesting to see it slip through right there. Potentially an opportunity for Truly to catch him off guard, and you know, with the solid AR play that we've seen out of them, maybe an opportunity for them to make something happen. Obviously, we're still waiting on the Search and Destroy to come through, but I think there's no question that it's the hard points, like we said, going into their matchup up against Mayhem, got to be a must-win for this Truly squad, especially given how strong Rejects have looked in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got Express and
Express.
Search and Destroy, just looking kind of again back
Ew.
to the records for these teams. Slums is okay for Truly, to be honest. They've
played LG really close on it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Express is nasty.
One where I think they'll be confident on, but again, it's about getting to the map number 5. I think that's going to be the difficult part of this one.
That is true.
I think it'll be a very different story, but the fact of the matter is it's not, and we've got Express, and that's where I think we have a little bit more question marks as to kind of what to expect from these teams. Certainly not from Rejects, we'll say that much, because we just saw them decimate Disciples on it. So.
And then we get the raid control. Normally, we would feel good about that for this Truly squad, but obviously they had a pretty big share of struggles going up against Mayhem. So they've got a tough task heading into that one. We've not seen Rejects a ton, at least against.
Why'd you lower your speed excel?
Did
so
I? That may be a little bit of a question mark and potentially an open door for Truly.
I'm not sure. Maybe I felt my sense was too fast. What happened to Marshy? Marshy's on Seminole.
We get to that map number 3. Fix the mistakes you made.
Nah, Washi didn't get traded. It was Envy that got dropped.
Control and extended the series. I think it's just slight things like not stacking the point would have really changed their fortunes in that control. So I don't think this is a bad map set by any means, but I think the latter half of the map set might be a little bit better if Truly can kind of force it to that point.
All right, this will be a great way to close out the day, of course. If you haven't known, if you haven't seen it here discussed on the broadcast, this is all leading up to our Masters in Sao Paulo, Brazil. All of these teams trying to fight to get their way through. $200,000 on the line, by the way, for Mobile Masters. So make sure you check that out.
That's a lot of money, bro.
You can go. Definitely go. It's going to be really, really cool. Very cool opportunity. That's what we've got, that QR code. You can just scan that so you can get your tickets and go see it live in person, because trust me, these tournaments are worth being there for. So now that
that is true. Live tournaments are always super fun to watch.
But before we go to Brazil, I got to send these two to the other side of the studio so we can even get there. All right. Match number 3. Let's close today out.
I know the COD Mobile community in Brazil is absolutely diehard, so I think that has the potential to be the craziest LAN event that COD Mobile has seen. I am definitely looking forward to that one and meeting all the fans.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be really fun to be in Brazil for Masters. Obviously, you know, we've got some of the top teams going head-to-head as well. It's going to kind of be like a redux of...
I want to go. I want to go, bruh.
See kind of what's going down over
Me
there.
too, man.
Big story of East versus
I've never been to
West.
Brazil.
Yeah, all right, East is currently better than the West. We don't need to keep on going on about it, guys. But maybe that will change, because the amount of work that we're seeing the Western teams put in here, both in Europe and North America, I think is actually quite indicative of potential change of the wins again.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to the teams that make it through as well. I know that Wolves...
Why is Bobby commentating now? Because he's commentating.
So,
what?
The fact that they're not going to be there is a huge opening
dude,
for the rest of those.
I think they should have just invited Wolves just because they won, you know? Like, they literally won the whole world championship, but they're not going. That's crazy.
Sao Paulo. One other thing that's super notable is the fact that Galoris did not make it through for LATAM. Obviously, they're playing in LATAM Masters right now and are undefeated once again. Now, with that being said, they were undefeated through the entirety of the challenge season last time around, and then they got double 3-0'd.
Oh my god.
They're a really good team. I don't think it's going to happen again. If it does happen again, I don't really know what to make of it. But they've got challengers, but they have also got a lot of supporters in Brazil.
We need to see Galoris qualify, yeah.
I'm sure the crowds are going to be extra insane.
Yeah, it would be cool, I think, to see that representation out there once again. And considering we didn't get it at finals, it would be nice to see. But who knows at this point? I think that we still don't really know 100% what's going to happen. We have our inklings, right? We kind of, we know what teams we expect to see, at least in the challenge finals from each region here, Europe and North America. But past that point, honestly, there are a lot of question marks because we look at Europe, for example, and we're like, are Omniscient good enough to take exclusive, for example, right? Can they take down
Oh, yeah.
They took them to a map of 5 last time around, and they should have won in 4. So there's a question over there. Here in North America, you've got 3 teams that, yeah, right now it feels like Seminole are #1, but with some slight changes, maybe Mayhem or Rejects could take one of those 2 spots away. Maybe Truly can kick things up a notch as we get into potential playoffs. Maybe Disciples can come out and, if they beat Truly, if they make it into playoffs, maybe they can change things as well. So there's still a lot, I think, in the air at the moment ahead of playoffs. I don't think anything is decided by any means, but I think certainly we are now at a point where we have a very clear picture as to who the top teams here in each.
Have I been to Philippines? No, I've never been to the Philippines.
Obviously, the number of spots that each region gets is going to play a big role as well, because for North America and for LATAM, you've got 2 spots apiece, but for the rest of the world, everybody's battling it out for that #1 spot.
That is true. That's tragic.
That much more importance on our grand finals, which I'm excited for as well for each of the regions. Looks like we're finally good to go. It is going to be Rejects on the strong side to start, which would make you presume that this is the Truly map pick, so we'll see what they can do. Rabalo is going to go cliffside. And interestingly enough,
oh, big nade.
Looks like
Truly's heavy bottom. Yeah.
Right here. So instead of the usual wrap through,
I was born there, but now I'm in New Zealand. How are you enjoying there?
See what they can make of it. Unfortunately, it will get shut down by Jets.
Ooh.
I think the thing is here for Rejects, you already mentioned it very briefly there, didn't you, mate, that Rejects are on the better side of the map here, so as long as they stay on that side of the 50-yard line, they should be okay for a solid rotation and a potential full 60 over towards next. But you don't want to give away all the time towards Truly. You haven't done that so far. The vast majority of the kills starting to go in your favor, but got to be careful about some players that might be trying to leak through towards next. One has already done that, but Yawn, instead of actually challenging for the spawns here, I was going to say, he goes straight towards the middle of the map.
You live in Japan, me? I live in Canada.
For a second on towards Jez, and now there is some presence over towards Nu. Not quite enough to block the spawns just yet, and you need a little bit of help for Jez. That doesn't happen, and I do almost feel like to a certain extent maybe Jez might have been better off just trying to chow for the spawns all the way around the backline. Nonetheless though, Truly keeping things even here in P1. They are just about in the lead, but that will change as Rejects now going to touch P2.
They've got to deal with Envy on that nasty Temple Heady right here. Very difficult gunfights. He's going to be able to win the opener. Gets away with his life.
Oh, big kill.
Hopping up. Bit of a slow start for him, but he's going to look to get going as Hex is going to try to push through the front side. This is not one that you're going to find a whole lot of success with, at least assuming
not that much fun because I miss my friends in Philippines. I get that.
And there is no question we could say that about
this hill is so hard to break.
Right, trying to see if they can find their first full 60 of this hardpoint competition. Solo continues to roam.
Yikes.
Continues to leave those Truly players guessing, and it looks like they found at least the opening right here.
Ooh, big.
One more gets dealt with, they may very well be able to push all the way through. But they've got to deal with the final Rejects players on the backside. Not going to be able to flip spawns. Not much hope for Truly trying to break through this way.
Yeah, and Rejects already have players through towards the rotation as well. And the spawns flip at the complete wrong time.
Yeah.
For Truly. This is the thing, it's hardpoint fundamentals. When you hit the last 20 seconds of a hill, and I know that's maybe a slightly less, like 15 seconds or so, right? Considering you've got that 8-second grace period between hills here in COD Mobile. Stop hitting it, because you are just going to mess things up for yourselves in the rotation, and that is more or less exactly what has happened here, as Rejects will be the first team to touch over by Nu, and Truly you're going to have to...
iPhone is really bad for gaming,
for the second time here on
especially COD Mobile.
Kills starting to go in favor of Rejects already. They've got a couple of operators in the back pocket if they want to use it. Now make it it 3 as Jez hits it 2. Raballo just looking down long. He's finally going to get shut down by Haxes, who does actually pick up a second kill as well. Truly, now on their way. It feels like Reject's starting to feel the heat a little bit. Decide now this is the time to use some of those operators. The Sparrow doesn't actually come up that much.
Oh, op
Raballo's
usage.
War Machine, though, is finding some serious value. He's already picked up a couple of kills. Solo walked past one player. That player is going to be Haxes, who has the Purify. Does some serious damage before being shut down. But for the most part, this has all been Rejects here on this hill.
Oh, big turn on.
40-20 split in your favor. You are very happy with that if your Rejects continue the rotation towards new.
And they're still going to be able to clear Truly off the hard point.
Can you teach me how to flip spawns?
So the advantage on that hard point.
So flipping spawns isn't something you could just like do on your own. It really depends on your teammates' positioning too. You need a, like for example, flipping spawns on this hill. A lot of the times if you're spawning here, this is your spawning out. The spawns are 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 4 spawns. You can spawn here, here. If you're spawning here, you know that your deep is getting pressured. But if you're spawning here, you know that the enemies are spawning here. So a lot of the times people jump cliff and wrap around and fight deep here. If you get these 2 spawns, then you have spawns. It just depends on your pathing. And depending on where you spawn, you also know where your enemies are. That's something I feel like people don't understand. Like if, let's just say I know I'm spawning here, but my teammates are also spawning here, that means the enemies are spawning here and there's maybe pressure here.
And Hacks just spraying and praying right now. He's going to be able to pick up a couple more, and this is very, very close to a tie game. If they can manage to flip out for those temple spawns, they may have an opportunity to take this one into their hands, but unfortunately... All right, let's look at
the spawns on this point. P1 is very weird. P1, you got this spawn, most common spawn here and here. Sometimes you can spawn here. And here, yeah. This is a shit spawn. But yeah, P1 really isn't about like getting the hill for all that long. It's just about setting up for next. So once you want to be set up here. A lot of the times teams will pressure from cave to take deep, which is what Truly did, and they have deep now. See? So they got new, and as long as they don't die too much and cleared this guy out. Oh shit, oh shit, they lost spawns. Why did you guys leave? No. They trolled. They trolled. Yeah, number 3 needs to kill 5 here. Oh, Jan's dead. Wow, well played from Solo. Solo played that so well. Oh my god, he's dead. Okay. Okay. Split spawns. Wow, well played from Truly. Why am I not part of this? I'm just a content creator. Oh, he saw him.
They've got to make sure they have somebody in that anchor position, but fortunately for them, one will in directly behind Solo.
Big 3-piece, big 4-piece.
And should have an opportunity here where they can take the lead.
They're still holding the point, so that's good.
With the 2-piece there with the War Machine, when you get shut down directly after that. Now it's time to invest the claw as well. If you're Envy,
big,
can you get done through the little
big
box?
double. Oh, rip.
Really, but on the other side, you've got Forsaken.
Oh my god, Jan. Crosshair doesn't mean anything, bro. iPhone just better for gaming. iPhone is shit for gaming. iPhone is probably the worst phone for gaming. Android is better, yeah. I play Genshin on Okay. I'm just gonna stop you right there. You played Genshin.
Right now is Rejects did not have a response once those spawns flipped. And Truly finding some of these rotational kills
Wow, Truly's winning. Holy fuck.
Now it's going to be Rejects spawning on that temple side. And for the time being, Truly have played
even Aerith degrees. I mean, it's just a common fact. It's not even like debatable.
Once again, Solo's got to be dealt with right here.
The iPads are good.
He's going to be able to do the damage, and they're locking in hard point time again. But the equalizer comes out for Solo, and that's a full wipe for him.
Such a back and forth game. Rejects last time around got a 40-20 split off the back of this Hardpoint. They want the same thing again, if not a little bit better. And Solo still going with these equalizers as well. The Hunter Killer drone doesn't actually get much at all for Rejects, but Solo's equalizers will. And now these equalizers could be pivotal for the rotation towards New as well. Decides to get a little bit greedy through the chicken and goes for an extra kill he probably should have done instead of rotating.
What gun is he using? That's a DRH. What the hell?
For Rejects, they've actually got numbers here already. Jez has made his way in towards Deuces around the back line. If he could find one kill, maybe it would be huge, but no, he gets shut down. And now up towards Envy, towards this hill, who manages to find 2 as well. Rejects in a great position to start taking this game away from Truly.
And Envy single-handedly holding things down right there. The Rejects push
Oh, big kills.
the hard point. They're getting the kills right here, but not reaping the rewards. Finally, they get things completely cleared out over here on P4. They have an opportunity, but the Pred drops from above, and that's 2, maybe 3 for Codeine right there. Just like that, an opportunity for Truly to get back into the hard point. Raballo doing everything he can to keep things locked down for the Rejects. A 5 spree does finally end, but Truly make their way back in regardless, and Forsaken seeing what damage he can do with the War Machine in hand.
Yeah, we often talk about the Predator missiles from teams maybe not being the best. That was a great one coming out from Coding. Now Raballo finding 2 with the War Machine, but no more than that. Forsaken has 1 to fight back with as well on the other side, but he then therefore gets shut down. This has been such a back and forth game between these 2 teams, and decision making.
This is so close.
Slightest difference in terms of all the utilization.
What's the best Android phone you suggest now, Earth, to buy in budget? In budget, I would say Red Magic is the cheapest gaming phone on the market at the moment, and it runs 120 for COD Mobile, so that's literally all you need. If you're looking for a gaming phone that's good for COD M, okay? A Red Magic is definitely your go-to.
Truly, one player's going to be able to slip on through. He's actually going to go cliffs and not going to capitalize on that positioning. So I believe it's going to be Hex who gets shut down right there. That's going to afford Rejects the hard point, and it will get them those spawns as well. Missed opportunity out of Truly, as it looks like Rejects going to be able to get right back into that lead, but one player spawns the back side. That's going to be Codeine. Not in an anchor position, but he takes 1 player down, and that should be spawns to the top side, and there it is for Truly.
It is spawns. Rejects now spawning out, and oh my goodness me, what are the COD gods on today? Truly now getting those backside spawns. Under pressure is Esther going to pick up 2. Is that the opening perhaps that Rejects will need? And now the spawns again. Hello.
Oh my god.
Esther does quickly get dispatched with though. Solo, now the next one to try around the backline, but Yorn having absolutely none of the COD gods nonsense here. He is dealing with every single player that dares.
Dude, Truly is playing so good on Hardpoint. I don't know why their S&D was so bad. Ooh, Space! Nice!
And Space is getting it at the moment. Truly now fighting back.
What the hell happened? No!
The ultimate revenge match, and honestly, a storyline that I wish we talked about a little bit more coming into this one, but both Forsaken and Space, former Tribe players.
Former Tribe players that got dropped, damn.
Going up against the former Tribe roster, looking to prove something right here. Jez going to be able to take down 1. Gone looking for the trade. He's not going to be able to find it, and Rejects, even though they don't have those strong side spawns, are going to be able to clear things out. They will be able to hop the hard point right here as they extend out the lead even further. Solo, so difficult to deal with that equalizer in hand. Ridiculous.
Big.
On that. The final player is shut down.
They can't win off that. You gotta go new. Just go new. Just go new.
No reason to keep fighting here.
Yeah, don't go for this anymore. Rejects, they can't finish here regardless, so you need to go over towards new and now have a perfect hardpoint performance from here on out. That is a lot to ask for, I know, especially when Solo is on the prowl with the equalizer. It runs out at the complete wrong time. That is really unfortunate COD time in there. Right as he gets himself involved in an engagement, the equalizers, they go away. And now Truly, with Rejects just 3 seconds.
Dude, this is so close.
They have to have a perfect hold. Jez and Envy have already opened up proceedings with some kills. They're in.
Oh, it's done. Damn.
Can touch in time. And Rejects get it
what?
Done in the end.
Tell me in what terms is iPhone trash for gaming? Well, so for iPhones, they're not optimized for 120 FPS, and the high or the ultra graphics or the ultra frame rate for iPhones is very inconsistent, and it would drop, right? So you don't want to play the game if your FPS is going from like 120 to like 60 to like 90 to like 60, like it's not, you're not gonna do good. I'm going to eat Chinese McDonald's. What is far tasty then? I have no idea, dog. I think Canadian McDonald's is not bad. I think it's better than American, that's for sure. But yeah, I think Chinese McDonald's is pretty good. It has like unique stuff.
Yeah, that was a big map overall.
It's inconsistent, so
it's a map that generally speaking,
every PUBG or other competitive player suggests iPhone, even Scout and Mortal play on it.
Anyway, just because
What?
of their hardpoint dominance, 12-2.
Not a single Call of Duty mobile pro player uses iPhone. Everyone uses ROG, Red Magic.
Truly decided to throw a curveball, and I think that was the key thing for me was the Apocalypse pick. I think you said, right, it was very obvious from the side spawns that we saw from Rejects that it was indeed a truly pick. And what a great pick it was. And this is something we do not see often enough here in the challenge season, is we don't see teams throwing curveballs in towards the veto process to try and outplay their opponents before they've even got to the match. And fair play to Truly, they almost make it work, but just that
damn, Truly could have won that game.
Towards the end, that was where the difference was truly felt. At this point, that was the moment where I felt like Truly were about to come back in and really start to take the lead. But as soon as that final break comes through from Rejects, that was the moment that it was over.
Yep. Phenomenal attempt out of that squad. Raballo 41-33 as the OBJ guy once again. Been putting in work and it is showing big time.
God damn.
Maintain their undefeated streak. And they'll continue to look to do so as we do get ready to head into the Search and Destroy. Like we've said, arguably the best Search and Destroy team in North America. That's a title that we've been used to giving to LG, or at least former LG, now known as Seminole. But Rejects have definitely, with this rebuilt roster, looked a lot stronger. And it's especially with the struggles that we saw for Truly on that meltdown. They've definitely got to regain. I don't think you even have to regain off of the Apocalypse hardpoint. I think they looked really good right there, but the S&D is where the changes have to be found.
I will admit, I think this is one of those cases where maybe the statistics don't actually tell the entire story, because if you were to now look at the differential for a team like Truly, it probably wouldn't actually be that kind because of that 1-7 loss versus MAYHEM earlier on today. But you actually go back and watch that 1-7 loss, and there were a number of rounds in which MAYHEM just outplayed them. It's not like Truly did anything wrong per se, or even that they got outgunned. It was just most of the time MAYHEM's adaptations were insane, well above par, well above what you would normally expect from a team here in the challenge season. So fair play to them, but for Truly, they just felt kind of out of depth. When it goes up against Rejects, though, this is an entirely different kettle of fish, because Rejects, I mean, I already talked about how statistically they were the best team here in North America.
I want a Mythic Air skin, I agree.
They just got a 7-0. What is that?
Actually, changing the Holger's AR?
I mean,
Hack does good on the Holger.
Per team, it is insane. You never.
But I think because he's on sub LMG, so I think he can't use an AR.
Truly seeming a little bit more confident now that they've been able to, you know, take a match off, get a little mental reset. It seems like this is the squad that they do want to have as their main five, and if there was going to be a time to, you know, make a substitution, it would be between matches. These are two crucial matches, but Coding, solid consistency here, so we'll see if he can step things up. He did have a slow Search and Destroy when they were playing up against MAYHEM, and especially when you haven't been in regular rotation for a map that is so knowledge intensive, or a mode that is so knowledge intensive. Yeah. That can be difficult, but Express, well, we already saw one speed run today. Truly are going to look to avoid it here up against the Rejects.
Look, at least we didn't see any train kills today, which we have seen in the past.
I don't know if there's enough time for the train to even enter the map.
Possibly not with how fast that map was, but hey, look, hopefully more competitive go around here.
Alright, let's see S&D.
Rejects, though, don't look like they've got that much resistance to talk about when they make their way over towards A. As a matter of fact, S-Dog even giving their teammate a look, perhaps he'd take him out. But no, not to be. Coding already down for the count here as the bomb now going to be down and Truly have to kind of scramble for the retake. Yawn is going to make things a little bit easier, as is Space. Numbers now in Truly's favor, but great positioning coming out from Jez. Makes this now a 3 versus 3, 30 seconds on the clock.
Rabal on the top side, still yet to be dealt with. Hex, no angle to work with right here. He's going to look to lurk through Train, and there's Jez picking up another. So with that, it's down to one remaining Truly player, but it's Space on the top side. Him against Jez. Not a whole lot of time to work with. Space has got to make quick work of it. Jez has played this to perfection. Space hopping up top. He's got to find a kill here, and he's not going to be able to. Jez cleans up the round for the Rejects.
Good effort from Space there in that 1 versus 1, trying to bait off the bomb, which we see so many people do, of course, with the noise of the plant, or the diffuse, excuse me. But it's not to be. Rejects going to come out on top in round number 1. On the offense, they still remain now, and it's going to be the exact same look coming out from them. Straight aggression towards A. I'm curious if any adaptations happen from Truly, because we did see them make him all the way back against Mayhem in the first game of the day. And we are seeing them here. We're seeing Haxis now given a very aggressive look over towards the A site, as is Forsaken. He's not on top of the train, though. He's actually just peeking out through it, and that means he's not got the angle to stop this plant from Rebalo.
Trophy's going to catch one nade right there. Truly looking to get aggressive as Hax is pushed up.
Have you been executed in Ring before? Many times.
Anybody making their way through, and communication should be there, so S-Thug should be able to pick up the kill. Hasn't gone through quite yet, and some crazy COD timing is going to allow one through, but there's Jez hunting him down. Solo's able to find another one on top of the train, but that's going to be coding. Trades are there, though. Space up top, trying to clear things out. 2v2, 16 seconds on the clock. What can they make of it? They've got to go quick, and unfortunately, Solo's on the bottom side with an R9 in hand. Space is shut down. 1-for-1 trades, but he's got to find the kill right now, and unfortunately,
he does have time.
Nobody in sight. It's going to be S-Thug avoiding the
dang.
Once again. Beautiful shots out of the sky as Rejects take 2 rounds in a row.
It is crazy how many of these rounds are coming down. Well, I say how many of the rounds. Both of the rounds are coming down to a 1 versus 1 off the exact same plant positioning. Truly make adaptations this time around, but it doesn't make a difference. And now Rejects decide, after Truly have adapted to it, they're going to give it a different look. Straight towards B they go. 5 hit. Needs to see a quick response from Truly. They've lost both of the players on the site. Solo running through him at the moment, looking for the melee kill against Forsaken. Forsaken going to punish with a quick scope, but the bomb now going to be down.
Space has an angle to work with. Will he find the timing? And he gives away his location. That should be an easy kill, but he's able to punish Envy. Second quick scope doesn't connect, but Hex has an opportunity to 1v2 right here, unfortunately for him.
Rejects is doing a really good job of getting the bomb down and playing after plans.
Splitting hairs at the ends of these rounds, but Rejects making the better reads in each of these scenarios.
It feels so reminiscent of that first game versus Mayhem earlier on today, where Truly aren't doing anything wrong. They are just getting outplayed by the strategy calls from Rejects, and here we go again. Strat towards A. Truly don't know whether they're coming or going. Turns out they are deep hitting towards this A site. Haxis trying to outplay Rejects, but he gets overwhelmed. That's 3 different players he had to look at, and well, that is just too many for Haxis to deal with. So already Truly 1 man down, but 1 player potentially on the flank here. Yawn will actually pick up a kill. And I think the important thing for Yawn is actually escaping from the back of this as well. You don't just want to get immediately traded out on that advantage.
He might get traded.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen as Jess.
You called it.
Once again, the tough spot on the back side of the bomb site. Bomb has been retrieved right here for Rejects, and
no, but realistically, the reason why gaming Red Magic is better than iPhone, because 1, it's cheaper, it does the exact same thing, and the highest performance needed for gaming for COD-M. So you don't necessarily need to get an iPhone or even a ROG.
No angles for him, unfortunately. And Envy handles business.
Damn, the gun is smoked.
Once again, Rejects extend out the lead even further.
And once again, Truly, they have a response. It's just the execution where maybe it just isn't 100% there. This has been a stellar search and destroy from Rejects thus far, and everybody is contributing 4 or 5 kills for everybody besides Envy on the squad. On the other side, Truly are being quietened down quite significantly. Back towards A they go once again. Rejects, do they see the same kind of aggressive push coming out from Truly? Not from Haxis off the start this time. It's 3 players alongside that A lane, and 1 going over the top of the train, I think. It's actually Haxis trying to make his way down towards the site, and yeah, that weird positioning from Haxis is actually going to catch a couple of players off guard, and finally, for the first time in this search and destroy, Truly managed to catch Rejects off guard.
Phenomenal start for them. The bomb is dropped as well. They should have that information. So with 1 player still in that top side in Envy, they'll look to find a pick right here. Jez,
my Red Magic is overheating more than my 15 Pro. It was?
Perfect.
What Red Magic did you have?
Truly right here is they get all the information they could possibly need.
Because my Red Magic never overheated. But then again, I used the case.
1 player out of position and still bomb is down.
Why the space push with a sniper?
Very
Bro just does that.
Banking on Envy to find an opener right here with that sniper in hand.
If anything, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like it's going to be Jez that does something in this round. He's the one with the most propensity
6 something?
to do
Your Red Magic exploded. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, no, the 6. Yeah, I have the 6S Pro. I think that's the one that exploded too, bro. It's because I left it on while charging on the side of my bed, dog. And I had it on gaming mode on COD M, and it literally like was so hot.
Oh my goodness me, this round has completely fallen apart for Truly.
He's gonna get run over. Oh my god, I called it, bro. Yo!
Stop walking on
no way.
Good.
Oh man.
When you see the little like the board thingies when they go down, you know the train's coming. Dude, no way. Bro got ran over, dog.
As comfortable as can be, they're trying to push all the way up toward the opposing spawn.
Why are they pushing?
Trading out ones should be an easy trade for Solo right here, and he gets actually too aggressive, but second shots will be able to connect. S-Thug pushing up, but he gets shut down, and now all down to Solo. It's Truly looking to.
I thought he realized. I thought he realized too.
Search and destroy.
Cause the boards went down.
Solo gonna look to wrap back,
but I guess not.
Be able to retrieve the bomb. But that should be the necessary information for Truly. He's just gonna stay tucked away right here.
If Solo clutches this, I will send someone a battle pass.
They're so closely together. There is no way.
Dude, there is no way.
Solo here that Solo does get away with this. There is no way. All right, Solo now going for the peak. R9 in hand. Oh my god, no, they run away at the wrong time.
Oh my god, he could actually clutch.
The snake's lost its legs. The snake's have legs. Like
how did space get dropped? What do you mean how? He just did. They just said we don't want you on our team. I don't know.
I hate it when the snake loses its legs. It's the worst.
It does happen, I promise.
Oh my god, he's playing big brain.
Right, well, he's got a nice little cheeky spot right here where the R9 should be very, very useful. Truly very slow on the retake, but looks like they'll have angles to pinch as Yawns up top, Hex hopping through mid. They're being really cautious right here, but at some point you have to start getting aggressive. Train makes another run through the map.
Oh!
An opportunity for Solo as he's able to take down one. 1v3 is very, very possible. He's trying to play time right now. He doesn't even want
oh my god.
He's going to go ahead and wrap away. Shotgun connects right
okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
How did that happen?
Oh.
No way that just happened.
4 versus 3 in the last round, and now the 3 versus 1. You're chuckling rounds if you're Truly. And to be fair, I think we've got attributed to rejects for the most
ma'am,
part.
I don't care about money is the same rug with shitty camera.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, my guy. We're talking about the best gaming phone, or what's best for gaming. Budget matters. Hey! Yo! One battle pass, please? I said one battle pass. Not all of y'all getting one. The fuck?
Solo picks up one right there, picks up a sniper as well. Not something we see him do very often, but you know he's more than capable. 2v2 is bomb in hand for Truly. Just a question of what direction they want.
Hey, either way, bro, you will never see an iPhone player playing in World Champs, so tough shit, you know?
Play for the retake right here.
Keep riding Apple's dick, bud.
Positions, Envy.
It's okay, man.
AR in hand, Solo picking up that sniper and
wire me that BP. R9 underrated?
And I think at this point,
R9 is not underrated. Are you kidding? It's the best shotgun in the game.
Trying to find the kills before getting the bomb down, but Truly aren't going to fall into the trap. So now Envy and Solo have to make the next move.
If someone gets executed this round, I'll drop another battle pass.
Coding for the check. It's all about timing here. Coding gonna fire first and wins.
If Solo gets executed this round,
I was gonna say he wasn't well positioned for this whatsoever with the R9 in hand, but he had the Locust in the back.
Your iPhone 15
does not win that one. So for the first time,
iPhone is best, and gaming phones are trash.
Hopefully, this is the start of something special.
I literally have an iPhone, and I use an iPhone, and I would never use it for gaming.
Exactly what they needed. Maybe a little more confidence.
Like, I literally have an iPhone.
We'll see what they can throw at that A-bomb site. You're going to have to deal with Solo in the top side of this building.
Oh my god. Bro's getting hit by like
fun experience. He should have been able to find one right there, but he gets shut down, and that's the opening that Truly are looking
Oh my god, Truly 06. If Truly comes back 0 to 6, I will drop 5 more battle passes.
That's going to be Jez.
I'll drop 5 more battle passes. iMessage games.
A
I don't even play iMessage
building.
games no more.
He's going to continue to patrol, and my gosh, what a spot for space. Should be able to see the majority of the map and very few angles that he can get spotted out from, but question is, will the rest of the teammates be able to win their gunfights?
Yeah, Jez coming on the flag though, so Space has to be careful that Jez doesn't take him down here in the situation. They're stuck in a Robalo. Double camping in a corner. That fight in the backline, by the way, still hasn't happened yet. So these individual 1v1s, Jed's going to go down to Space, and yeah, now Reject's just left up to Robalo here of the 1v2.
Bro is
Also
not
has to
clutching.
get the defuse. I don't know if there's time for it, to be honest with you. He's not even going to try and bait out the bomb. He's going to go straight for the snipe, or straight for the kill versus Space, and Space goes for the slide and snipe. It's another round, truly.
A little confidence builder right there as they start to get going. Offense definitely looking much stronger as they've been able to dictate the pace of the game, and when they've been able to deal with Solo, if you can get the bomb down over on that A side, should open up opportunities. He's going to take a different route this time, sit back, play things a little bit more passive, send some utility across, and not going to be able to find a kill, but remains alive, keeps tucked away in this position, and once again, going to make life difficult for Truly.
Solo single-handedly gonna hold. Oh, big kill.
Jesus. Space might well have the sniper rifle. Jez has shown him who's boss, though. Not on this family anymore. Nice check. Solo with a better weapon for the scenario. That's really unfortunate. Fair play for Forsaken, to be honest, to even check the position. But Solo just going to outgun him with a better weaponry for the situation. Now numbers for Rejects.
2v4. It might be done, chat. It might be done.
And the problem is Haxus was the bomb carrier. So that bomb is now pushed very far forward. It's going to force Yawn and Codeine out of position.
Right now, they're left guessing. Envy's just going to continue to get info from this backside. And they're going to actually look to wrap all the way back toward the other side. They've got 52 seconds to work with and may very well be able to catch them off guard. But if they try to make their way through the top side, Jez going to be able to read it. Should be able to get audio cues if anybody moves a bit too fast. But for the most part, it looks like the timing is going their way. If they can win the opening gunfights, there might be an opportunity. And with Codeine taking down Robalo right there, should have an avenue to pick up the bomb. Nobody in the area, but you only got 25 seconds to work with. You got to go.
Yeah, they gotta go.
One down, but as you said, mate, that bomb is the biggest problem, and they just don't know that they're safe and going to grab it. And now, I mean, they know that they aren't, because Envy is still over here, train through the middle of the map. So, what is going on with the train at the moment? Is the bomb stuck?
Oh, no.
What?
So unfortunate. The bomb is stuck inside the train. Yawn is quite literally stuck doing nothing, and as is Codeine there.
That's not fair, dog.
That, I mean, maybe could have gone their way, to be fair, by the time they actually got to the bomb.
Yo, that's not
really
fair.
That much of a chance to get it down anyway.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter in the end, but it's still got to be fixed.
That glitch needs to be fixed. Because, like,
closing moments of the round, and then you can't.
That's not fair.
For 4.5 years, and I have never seen that happen on any map.
That's so
is
goofy.
Actually crazy. I guess like a small crevice that the bomb can just drop into. And unfortunately for Truly, it happens at the worst time possible.
Imagine that happens in like a grand finals.
There in the search and destroy, but not going to be able to capitalize on it as Rejects do handle business there. Train handles business up against Forsaken as it's gotten more kills in the Snapdragon.
Dude, that's so tough.
What do you mean you're playing?
Well, I know, but it's still impressive. He's not playing either. He's just doing his job. Same as me.
It's just the implication that a train driver's job is to run people over. If you're on Express, the train driver's going to speed up. Oh, Bobby. Okay. All right, look. Rejects, I think, just outplayed him there time and time again. I think there were a couple of rounds maybe early on where Truly felt like they had some kind of advantage, but then Rejects just clutched them up. It was, what, a 4 versus 3 scenario where Truly felt like they finally had some control on the defense, and that went awry. And then that 1 versus, was it Solo or Jez in the 1 versus 3? I can't remember now, but it was a 1 versus 3. Yeah, Solo for the 1v3, because he had the R9. And that was really just unfortunate, because the first kill shouldn't have happened. The only reason it did was because they were snaking away. I still can't believe I said snake for legs. They were snaking away and literally just chose to turn around at the wrong time. It was just so unfortunate. We do just say the silliest things.
We do. You know,
it just happens.
There was something else you said I can't remember. It was something about a cookie, but it was the way the cookie falls. I was like,
the way the cookie, I think I might have been going for the way the cookie crumbles, and I just didn't do that in the end. Maybe that's like a Britishism. Can I blame it on my Britishness?
Yes,
I don't know.
You absolutely can, because I do.
That's fair. That's fair. And that's like just the way you explain away anything bad that I say is British. You just got to deal with it. Yeah. Rejects, though, winning the Search and Destroy, not really a surprise. Truly, though, now going to be up against it because now they have to reverse sweep a Reject squad that feel like they're definitely on form. We go into Control next up, and this is going to be, I think, really difficult because Rejects have looked so solid in Control. I mean, it was only one controller got so. We saw the Crossroads strike 3-0 that they just had over Disciples, and that was dominant. Here on Raid, though, we need to see Truly make improvements from what we saw in that very first series of the day where Truly just did not capitalize on what they were given, what they'd earned. Has to be better here on this offensive effort, and I love this. Right out of the gate, straight towards A. Truly here on the, it's because they switched sides. Truly here on the defense. Are they ready for it though? Rejects getting aggressive. Here we go. They've already got the first wave of gunfights in their favor. I love this look from Rejects.
They get the nades into money room to clear out a little bit of space. Rabalo's going to be there over on that blockheady. Just like that, they have already got some ticks of progress locked in over on A. Envy doing some damage through the smoke, locks in one, locks in that tick of progression, and unfortunately Solo does not get spotted right there for the Truly player trying to push on through, and now it's all going to be down to space. Quickscope's not connecting onto a Solo that is not looking his direction. And just like that, A has been completely captured, and you see that progress on B already getting locked in.
Yeah, nobody from Truly was there on the driveway to transition over towards B, so Rejects already get a good look at this. Fortunately enough, though,
iPhone 8?
Truly,
That's
they have
tragic.
dealt with a first wave of gunfights. They do have to be careful about what follows because Rejects still have a couple of players hanging about from that A capture, and they're coming.
Damn, they gave up A so early, dude. That's not good.
Could take them down, but Codeine actually gets shut down. And now the Rejects here have a good look. They want to bunch up through art to try and make their way on towards the point.
They need to hold it down for like 3 waves, bro.
Value at this point in time. I believe he is still alive in the play. Solo is the player on the point though, and Rejects here getting close spawns towards this point. They are continually spawning up, getting their way on towards the point. And to be fair, they are getting mowed down. Nothing convincing just yet.
And right now, both teams getting close spawns is right behind top laundry that Truly are spawning as well. Neither team trying to do influence those, and they're just really butting heads and hoping they can win the better of the TDM. And right now, it's going better for Truly. Finally, we see Solo trying to hit a little bit of a flank right here.
Oh, big flank.
Got a minute and a half to work with. The fact that this is the first time you've made an attempt like this, maybe slightly concerning, but you get 2 players wrapped on through. It looks like Truly are going to make the read right here. And with Solo getting all the way pushed through, it seemed like an opportunity, but Yawn there immediately to shut him down. Rabalo's going to be able to read one in the top side. That's going to be Hex, but still down 3 lives.
Yeah, Rejects now trying to put together a flank. They've also got to be careful about where the players are spawning because the positioning of Jez means that Truly are going to be spawning out towards basketball side, and they have to go hunting for those kills before they can convincingly move forward. And that is awkward. I think they probably should have just committed instead of looking for this 1 kill against Haxis because he's just wasting time and perhaps lies if he managed to get 1 frag. Yeah, Haxis is going to go with that kill. Honestly, I think I'd have preferred the look from Rejects if they would have just committed to the flank through laundry because now they're 1 man down. 4 versus 7. We won't see Jez until round number 2 now. Truly have control. It's going to be Codeine here sitting in the corner, bit of a weird position. I don't think Rejects are necessarily going to expect this one, but S-Thug does open proceedings up here with a kill towards that jungle side. He is very far removed from the play entirely, and now we're in a 2 versus 5 here. Rejects 25 seconds left, and yeah, they are not in the positions to do this.
3v6, Rabalo pulls out the war machine.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy.
Maybe a little overzealous. We do see the opposite, or actually the same from Forsaken as well, but in much more of a position to close out the round. Looks like they're going to be able to capitalize. I don't anticipate we'll see S-Thug pulling out his operator right here. Not trying to waste any additional lives, get some additional charge on the operator as well. And it's Truly taking the opening round, so definitely a solid start for them, especially to be able to make it happen on the defense.
Yeah, I gotta say, Rejects there. I think, as I said, when they were kind of having a couple of players on the flank, trying to put that flank together, they were a little bit too concentrated on some of the players that were spawning out of their purview.
Ooh, big kills.
Maybe that would have been their round, but regardless, woulda, coulda, shouldas, out of the way now. Truly starting strong here on this control. Solo using the PKM. This is rare, but you know what? When it works, it works. And for Solo, it works for a couple of kills, no more than that. Truly looking pretty good on the offense to kick this one off. And you've got Coding now.
Yeah,
really
the PKM, what the hell?
If he can find some serious value with the equalizers here, might well just create the space all on his own to get this B point. For the moment, though, Truly actually seem more preoccupied with map control than actually capturing either of these points.
Yep. Cody, oh, my timing.
What the hell?
His boxing gloves are not as well timed. Does go the way of rejects. Solid progress early on B. It looks like they'll be able to go ahead and get it locked in. So similar approach to what we saw first round. Question is, what does that push over toward the A side look like? You see some of the utility going out. Hunter Killer in the sky. Forsaken's going to find 2 to open things up, but once again, it is going to be basketball spawns as Rejects immediately able to reinforce the point. You see a little bit of a life advantage, but if they can clear out Kitchen right here, Yawn's going to be able to find one, but unfortunately,
damn, they could not clear him out.
Squad drops, and just like that, the wave is completely reset.
Oh, that timing is horrible.
16 versus 16, 90 seconds or so on the clock. Truly hit, spawning towards back.
Did C Nasty team play? No.
Spawn, so they'll get the close spawn.
They don't play today.
A. Rejects have positioned themselves very heavily towards the middle of the map here. This is a lot of reliance on the fact that they'll
C
be
Nasty Nasty. What a go name.
And I don't know if I trust Rejects to be able to do that at this point.
Keep it up.
Truly, now on their way. They've got a couple of players past open stairs. Now we're going to start to see some of the operators come out to play. Jez thinks it's time for the Sparrow. What can he get done with it? Space as he finds 2. Needs to be some value out of that Sparrow, and there indeed is not. On the other side, we see Jez only pick up 1 kill, Now a 10 versus 10 scenario. Envy going to find 2 kills through the money window. This defense has actually gone a lot more swimmingly than you might expect.
And there's still multiple operators ready to go. Normally late round, a little bit risky, but in an opportunity to close out a round right here, you definitely expect both players to do it. That's going to be Solo and Envy. Claw, Equalizer come out, and all the kills go the way of Rejects. Capitalizing big time right here, not going to allow Truly to open a big gap to start this one. And wow, what a nade out of Solo. Could not have been read any more perfectly. Only 30 seconds for Truly to make a push right here, and it looks like they have been read to perfection. Solo snaps on to Codeine right there.
That is tough.
Just like that, only 3 lives remain. S-Thug's going to be able to find a couple more, and with space left all to his lonesome, Rejects going to be able to tie things up.
Nice investment towards the end from Rejects, I think, just to try and get around on the board. I think even if you didn't necessarily need them, I think they came in really handily just to make sure you are now on the board versus Truly. These rounds have been close so far. This has been the closest map of the lot. Truly now looking to put themselves on the board here. They started things pretty strong with the defense in round of 1. We're seeing the exact same look, though, from Rejects on the offense. It is a 5-man hit towards A. You're now...
Dude, this is like... Truly got a lot of air presence. This is the first time Truly actually, like, looks like they're fighting back.
But they are slowly but surely picking away at the defense here. I think Space just got tagged with a Hunter Killer drone, but not actually killed. And
have I been to India before? No, I've never been.
At this offensive line, but there's
actually a lot of countries I've never been to.
They have to hurry things up. They have to remove Solo from the position. You checked it, but you didn't check it. Solo gets away with a kill there before finally falling. And the Rejects get away with 2 ticks of progression before having to revert back towards B.
And S-Thug's going to send 1 back to spawn right there. They get players hopped on to B. Unfortunately for him, there's a Purifier waiting for him. Heck's going to be able to pick up 2 and Truly maintain the life lead. Beams out of space right there. Jez still on that objective. He's got to get dealt with for Yawn, and timing does not go his way.
I think my super chat's corrupted.
So
I just sent it and it isn't showing.
Slow game right here. Rejects are off to a strong start on the objective front. They do have to be slightly concerned about these lives, but a couple kills go back their way. They get all that progress.
Damn, they gotta be very fast. Dude, they need 1 push. Nobody's on A.
Money room. This should be the opening they're looking for.
Should be. Rejects, they only need 1 tick of progression here, and Space
he missed the pred?
Back. There's a Haxis, I think, Predator missile coming down. Not actually that effective, to be honest. Rejects.
Yo, where are you going, Hax?
Well, there's a late flight coming through from Haxis, but if he holds his trigger, he might be all right. There's kills going down on the point.
Oh, it's over.
He needs to hurry up. There's 3 players on the point, and those 3 players will stack for the dub. Just a little too late. On
have I been to Alaska? No, I've never been.
I didn't like the Predator missile.
Yeah, maybe
the Pred went for... Dude, the Pred went for the guy on...
Yeah.
The guy had
Small
a
mistakes
ring, bruh.
that can matter in a big way, truly. In a must-win round right here, not only for the map, but for the series. 3 operators charged and ready to go. Expect those to come in. S-Thug's going to be able to find one to get things started right here. Not going to be able to take down Coding. Big time to be able to remove any of that utility if you're truly, and off the start, they are going to be able to find that A progression. Nice little flank play out of Envy. He's going to be able to clear things off, and there's a very real chance that we may see Rejects look to set up the spawn trap right here. Envy has been able to earn streaks all the way up to the Pred. They're going to hit a quick wrap over toward A. We'll see what they can do to ward off this push from Truly, but there's a lot of players to be dealt with.
Yeah, and those streaks are going to be really integral later on towards this control, aren't they? He's already going to use the Predator missile here. I don't know if it's going to take one player off of A at the very least, but now they need to do more than that. They need to follow that Predator missile up by actually getting more map control, because it won't be long before Truly are hitting this point once again. And it's going to come down to just who can win these gunfights. Yawn is already going to find one. Forsaken in the kill feed gets another one as well. Truly well on their way here to capturing this A point. Just a couple more kills inside the elbow and they'll be all right. Coding's already converted for a 1. Rejects is being pushed away here. But what is the response from Rejects, Bobby? Well, they don't really care too much about A. They're considering getting these kills and getting that spawn trap going.
Yeah, not a lot of value for Rabalo found from the War Machine right there. Oh, a nice little flank play, but he takes the shots too early, somehow stays alive. Solo is there and looking for the trade. He's going to be able to find space. So once again, they keep those objectives cleared. And the #1 priority for Truly is extending out this clock, but you can't throw away lives, and there's the spawn trap. They've got it set up.
Oh, nah, it's done.
The end. They get red.
They got the spawn trap.
Yawn and Hex going to be able to find a couple right there, and it looks like Rejects do get shut down from that spawn position. So it's not over quite yet. They're hopped onto A and only down 3 lives. This is still doable.
Probably was a rush pred, yeah.
Yeah, it still is. Truly.
Capture A. Wait, it's actually...
Coming through, yes. So an extra 60 seconds down
the
board. Just on a 90 in
oh, wait, there's a chance.
Make something happen in a 7v7?
It's not over.
Have a few operators on hand to use if they want to, but this has to be unified effort around the flank. Solo, one of the players you got to deal with. Envy as well. What can they do around the flank? Solo goes down.
Big kill.
Find any value. So now Rejects down to their 5v6. Could we see a round 5 between these two teams?
Oh my god.
S-Lux goes down.
Second guesses himself right there and gets caught out. Jez hoping he finds somebody on this flank. That's going to be the first one, and if he can get away with his life, that's huge.
Oh, big equalizer kill.
Go to waste. We got Forsaken with the War Machine. The Hunter
what?
Truly take down the lives in a matter
no way. Have you been to LA? I've gone to LA a lot.
5 right here.
I went to LA like 4 or 5 times last year.
What a cost out of them. We'll see how
many
operators are close to charging, as it looks like they do have a couple streaks to work with.
Yeah, that was a big round from Truly. Obviously, just stay into the control, but also just to have the streaks at the end. A couple of hunter-killer drones that might be helpful for a couple of kills, of course, if they land. Sometimes they're a little bit janky for it, but regardless, through the middle of the map, Solo wanted to start this round pretty strong on the defense.
What the hell?
Shoot through the wall. Rejects have yet to put a player in towards top bedroom side, so Truly's best look here will be to try and make their way towards A. Kills now starting to come through as well. Rabalo looking for a flank through open steps, doesn't choose to wait, chooses to strike straight away. And to be fair, that is absolutely the right choice as Rabalo finds one. Make it a double for him in the kill feed. Now more kills starting to come through. Rejects looking so strong on the defense. But Coding now has broken that defensive line. Second kill starting to come through against Solo as well. Things looking pretty good here for Truly.
They get the objective hopped right there, and Jez just going to look to cut the map in half and do his best to prevent the reinforcements from arriving. Envy's going to be able to read one. They've still got the life advantage, but would definitely love to get this A objective cleared. Space going to be able to find one. Traded out, but Jez going to drop right there. And once again, you see that wrap back toward the B side. Truly keep them guessing constantly. And one player in position to make some headway over toward that A objective. So if you can get double time, it'll be good. But just like that, it's a full Rejects feed. Pred missile drops from above, but no value going to be found regardless. Rejects 6 life lead right here. Not a whole lot of time that they have to keep things clear, but you got to find value out of those operators.
Yeah, they wanted to immediately use that Predator missile to swing straight back over to
it might be done.
Stopping Truly from doing any serious
damage. They can't break it.
Yet another one. Envy the claw in hand. What damage can
Oh,
he do?
what?
They're going to get caught out by Forsaken on the other side. Envy wants to swing from player to player. It's not going to work. Raballo, though, with the War Machine, really start to put the screws in now. Players from afar getting shut down.
That's a big
The
flank.
advantage, I think, is probably the biggest
Whoa.
problem here, though, with 3 seconds on the clock. Things just not looking good whatsoever. 7v14, and Estug really wants to close this one out. The only thing stopping this game from being over is the fact this space is just chilling over by Tiki. We get extra 60 seconds.
They give it up for free, but Jez not going to be able to hunt any from the high ground. If Coding can find a miracle equalizer, maybe an opportunity for this to be winnable, but you can
What the hell?
an 8-life gap. Hex is going to be able to do the first damage. Takes one down with boxing gloves. But only 44 seconds to work with right here, and you have got
And he
to
isn't
be
banned.
so terribly meticulous. Single mistake, and the round is over, and they are not moving quickly enough right now.
Oh.
They've got to full send it, and with Estug taking down Coding, that should be the beginning of the
What?
end. Nate does connect over top for Yawn. But once again, they're full sending through right here. Forsaken War Machine isn't going to be able to connect. Same for Space. They've got to go big.
Forsaken's going to find one. Claw being shot by Space as well. Is it finding any value though? Yawn's found
Ooh.
one. Didn't check the left-hand corner for Raballo.
He rushed him by
That's one
himself.
player down. But the most important is still alive here. Forsaken
4
and Space,
seconds, it's
time on
done.
their side. They've got to go if they want to continue this round on out, and they're not going to.
Yeah, they play
Rejects
too-
on the defense
they
end
play
up
too slow
winning by
there.
lives anyway, as they close thing out in our closest match of the series, or closest map of the series, excuse me. 3-2. To Rejects.
Wow.
Truly extremely close, but right down to the
Is this
line
NA
where
tournament? This is a global tournament, but this is the NA
Really
part.
solid control. I feel like once again, this is a truly team that
Who's
no
Wet Noodle?
question is
Coding.
really good on raid. I think also gives us an idea of how ridiculously good Mayhem are on raid, because they absolutely handled business. And this is a truly team that took both Rejects and Seminole down to round 5 whenever it comes to the raid control. So it feels like these top 4 teams, at least in this map specifically, very, very well matched. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It was a valiant attempt from Truly, but once again, just come up a little bit short. And they take 2 maps in the L column on the day.
Yeah, Truly did look good. I will say that much for me. I think they look okay versus Mayhem earlier on today. A couple of crucial mistakes, I think, could have maybe saved them, but here versus Rejects, cool calm collected on the hard point. It just came down to that final flip over on P4, and then as we got over towards this control, I think promising for sure. It was just the search and destroy where they got utterly battered.
Oh yeah, no,
Definitely
SND was not close.
Some really good glimpses into the potential that Truly have, keeping in mind that it's still, you know, relatively new team. They haven't been playing together as long as the likes of Rejects have. And to be able
That is true.
to, like you said, Bobby, have clearly this map specifically nailed down, and to have done pretty
Rejects
well for the
undefeated?
first
Yeah.
60% of that hard point. I mean,
Rejects and Seminole are the only
two
2 teams undefeated at the
Yeah,
moment.
no question about it. And I am curious, like, if they start to move toward playoffs, do they start to lock things in a little bit more, get some more reps in? Because like they said, like, this is just a bunch of friends that are playing together because they like playing competitive COD Mobile together. If you do really get things locked in and maybe buckle down for a couple weeks, like scrim every day, there's absolutely a possibility they can take down one of those top 3.
I think they are scrimming every day, or almost every day.
Yeah, that was I feel like a good test for them too, if they are able to nail down that fourth spot when it comes to looking forward to those challenge finals as well, to have a little bit of time in between there, like you're saying, to really
They are a newer lineup,
fix whatever
that's for
small
sure.
things they want to fix. But now we've got the leaderboard here, this final leaderboard at the end of week 3 for NA. Seminole at the top, 6-0, Rejects now 5-0, and you can see just how close it all gets from there, Brody.
Yeah, it's very close beyond that point, obviously beyond the obvious. You've got Disciples at 3-2 and Mayhem at 3-2. Disciples, obviously, we talked about how tough their road is going to be from here on out. For Mayhem, obviously, they've got
Will be a good
vast majority
FOV for
of
me
their
as
tough
SNG
games
a
out
shotgun
of the way,
main
so
on a
they should be
6.1-inch
for
device.
playoff
Lower FOV.
qualification. But I think probably the biggest one for me
You're
is gonna be
fine on
Truly
lower
now sitting at
FOV.
2-3.
I use
They've got 2
70.
matches left. One of them is going to be Disciples.
I
and
think
that's probably
70 we
gonna
should be
the
fine.
Key one, whoever wins that one for me is going to be the team that makes it into that 4th spot into playoffs.
No question about it.
70 or
that's going to
75.
be the tiebreaker. So alongside that Seminole versus Rejects matchup, that will definitely be.
Oh, next week is Seminole against Rejects. Who's in Sem? Vague, Tectonic,
as we
Marshy, Band, Washi.
At least leading up to playoffs for both EU and NA.
I'm sad and excited at the same time. I'm excited to see some of these matches next week because of how important they are for this leaderboard. Also sad that the challenge season.
LG's not playing tonight. So LG, yeah, but they're not with LG. They didn't switch orgs. Seminole is not an org. Seminole is a team name. Their contract just ended or whatever.
Next week. So.
But yeah.
Pretty much.
The team that was supposed to play LG or / Seminole is because they FF'd. But yeah. Seminole is now the new LG. Seminole is just a team name, not a new org. LG just contract ended or whatever. Anyways, I'm a hop off. That is it from me. Time for me to go take a break. I've been streaming for a very long time today. But anyways, thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate it, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.